news. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's Friday. It's 5:02, and here's what's happening. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the #1 priority wildfire in the entire country. It's burned nearly 156,000 acres since mid-July, destroyed 26 buildings, and is only 23% contained. Sound Transit's board has approved fare gates for up to 14 light rail stations. The agency says the move could bring in as much as $83 million a year in fare revenue. The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed at the request of the people who filed it. They say they need more time to find an attorney. The Trump administration is suing Washington and 3 other states over laws granting in-state college tuition to some immigrant students. The state attorney general's office calls it a politically motivated lawsuit and plans to fight. The Seahawks wrap up the preseason today in Kansas City. Kickoff at 5, pregame at 3, right here on KIRO News Radio. And the Mariners open a series in Toronto. First pitch, 4:15. It's 5:03. That's time for a check on traffic on this early Friday morning. Chris Sullivan's here. We made it to Friday.
Yeah, by the way, how long do you think it'll take to build put gates at 14 light rail stations,
Well,
would you
think
guess?
that could happen pretty quickly, wouldn't you?
Yeah, how's 2030
Good gravy.
sound? That's the
4 years?
3 to 4 years is how long they think it'll take to come up with the idea, develop the idea, install the idea.
But we need the money now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least up to 40% of people don't pay, and it'd be nice to get them to pay. But that's the issue.
We'll have something to talk about for 4 years.
Yeah, we will. Okay, we've got a couple of different issues on the freeways, kind of off the primary commuting routes. I'm going to start with the first one. For those of you trying to go from Gig Harbor up into Bremerton, we have a crash in Port Orchard blocking the right lane right before you get to Bay Street. So that one's starting to back up pretty seriously. The other one's a little out there, just east of Startup. We have a crash blocking the right lane on westbound too. So if you're having anybody coming in from that area, you're going to have some delays getting into Sultan. Other than that, the freeways look great. 35 minutes Federal Way to Seattle, 35 Puyallup up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Coming down from the north end, 35 minutes or less from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
It's now 5:04. Well, the devastation continues in Nepal in the aftermath of massive flooding there this week. We get the latest on ABC's Start Here program from host Brad Milkey.
Watching a flood tear through Nepal was like watching a tsunami, but somehow even more shocking. After all, a tsunami ends. At one point, the water just can't climb uphill any longer. This took place along a riverway, which naturally goes downhill. The water seemed to keep picking up speed. For the first 10 miles of this journey, the water was averaging 120 miles per hour. You know that moment that's gone viral online of this landslide sending a wall of water over and through this grand 7-story government building? Well, as that was sweeping up humans, it was also picking up debris. It started taking down river bridges. Well, then there's video downstream of those bridges taking out support structures of even bigger bridges. Dominoes weren't just falling, they were growing. Well, today, not only has the death toll gone up near 400, as word comes in from these valley towns, the number of missing has skyrocketed as well. ABC's foreign correspondent Britt Clennett has made her way to Nepal. She's in Kathmandu right now. Britt, what is the reaction like where you are?
I think this whole country is in shock, Brad. This is one of the worst disasters they've seen in recent history. I was just at a hospital a little earlier that was treating some of the victims of this deadly disaster. You know, the Nepalese are used to, earthquakes, natural disasters, but this really was like no other in terms of the scale. And also, as you mentioned, the pictures coming through, that catastrophic wall of water just sweeping away entire villages, bridges, roads, and that's what's made also the recovery effort underway throughout the night, by the way, all the more complicated and desperate.
It destroyed everything in 15 minutes. We don't have anything left.
We do know there are dozens of Americans among the missing, and certainly the rescue operation underway to find them too.
Yeah, and talk to me about the rescue missions, because this section of the river, I think, is 60 miles long, right? So it's a huge disaster zone. What does that end up looking like for rescuers?
It's a huge task, and there is an urgent recovery underway, and it's complicated by mountains of mud and debris. Communication lines are down,
right.
Roads are blocked, and the search for, as I say, dozens of Americans, but also hundreds of other foreigners, trekkers, is underway.
We are sending aid, and we've spoken to the leadership, and we let them know anything they want.
We know that the U.S. is sending a disaster response advisor plus $500,000 in aid. But on the ground, Brad, this is an all-out mobilization effort. We're talking more than 9,000 army, police, armed personnel, using bulldozers to dig people out of their homes, sniffer dogs to search the debris. Helicopters are ferrying in supplies and pulling out survivors because so many roads and bridges have simply been washed away. We know that rescuers have been able to successfully pull people out alive so far, and certainly many of the family members who are watching, who are waiting for a good response, for a good outcome to this, they will be watching anxiously and hoping for a similar result.
We are dispatching pre-position UNICEF supplies, including hygiene kits and other essential items.
International response is already rolling in, but this is a huge task.
Yeah, and I got to imagine with so many of these river towns, like probably one main road in, one main road out. And if that road's demolished now, then I can't imagine. Is this over, Britt? Like the flooding itself, was this just one freak event, or like, I don't know, could it continue somehow? Could there be more?
It did catch everyone off guard, Brad, because it wasn't the monsoon rain everyone expected. It was a mountain giving way.
Right.
Investigators, including the U.S. Geological Survey, they say it started with a massive avalanche of ice and rock, basically breaking off the north face of Langtang Lerung. That's one of the towering peaks right on the Nepal-Tibet border. Now, that collapse slammed into the valley below and triggered this seismic activity so strong that it actually was mistaken initially for an earthquake. But the concern is that this kind of high mountain hazard is something that researchers say is becoming more and more common. And the collapse actually dammed a river and formed a brand new lake right after the disaster site. And it's still rising. So that's the big concern, the big new threat that many people are worried about. Chinese authorities say that there is a high risk it could burst within the next few days, which is why officials are warning about possible second and third waves of flooding from debris still sitting in these river systems, Brad.
That's so interesting that you've had to create all these pieces of infrastructure in preparation of global warming catastrophes, and yet when the catastrophe wipes out some of that infrastructure, what happens next? All right, Britt Clennett there in Kathmandu. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brad.
The beef over tariffs continues, and yes, there is all sorts of beef. Remember, while the Trump administration has enacted sky-high tariffs on lots of foreign countries, it's actually rolled back and paused tariffs on imported beef specifically. The idea here was to make grocery prices cheaper because, let's remember, despite the White House trying to argue this point over the years, tariffs usually make things more expensive for everyone. So, you want cheaper beef? You got to roll back the tariffs. But these decisions made American ranchers furious.
This feels very much like the heavy hand of government coming into their marketplace yet again.
It seems like every time we get this economic opportunity where we're going to make money, the rug gets pulled out from underneath.
Which is why yesterday, a source told ABC News, the White House is now exploring other policy options to allay some of this criticism from Republicans. Meanwhile, though, when it comes to tariffs on Canada, President Trump has no interest in playing nice.
As you know, Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade.
In fact, yesterday, as Canadians continued to go tit for tat in this trade war, Trump issued an executive order that would seek to rename Lake Ontario. Let's talk to ABC's chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Mary, I thought we already had the Gulf of America. Now we have Lake America? What is going on here?
Yeah, Brad, the president, it is clear, is escalating his trade war with Canada, and he is taking aim at Lake Ontario, signing this executive order that he says will, effective immediately, rename it Lake America. The president saying he's making this change in part because Canada, in the president's words, treats us very badly.
Well, they haven't treated us well. The Canadian officials have treated us very badly. They're nasty people. They charge our farmers 400% tariffs. They've been doing it for a long time.
The president has been fuming ever since Ontario's Premier Doug Ford really unloaded on him when the trade deal fell apart.
When Donald Trump wants to take the livelihood and try to hurt our country and hurt our province, I have a job for the people of Ontario. I will fight with every tool I have to protect them.
As you can imagine, the name change is not going over well.
We'll always call it Lake Ontario, period.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney noted that the name of the lake dates back more than 400 years. He says that this lake is called Lake Ontario today and forever. Of course, the lake, Brad, borders New York, and Governor Kathy Hochul bluntly rejected the president's name change, posting, quote, "New York won't be calling it that."
Yeah, I was about to say, Mary, what does the order actually do? Like, who would this affect? Is it just like government documents or something, or what?
Yeah, so the president signed this executive order that directs the Interior Department to make this name change immediately.
So if you think about it, we have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean.
But of course, this order only requires changes to federal entities. They have to recognize this new name, but it doesn't have to be recognized by other countries. And clearly, Canada isn't going to be recognizing it.
Well, but this is why it's interesting to me, Mary, is like President Trump said, hey, I was looking at doing this before we were even talking to Canada about tariffs. And yet it does sound to many people like this is a punitive thing, like this is a trolling thing. And yet, even if you're like, why are we talking about this? I mean, could language like this, rhetoric like this, have real consequences besides, our maps and documents in the coming years?
The real consequences are just that it escalates this ongoing trade war, which really has no end in sight, and of course comes as the midterms are quickly approaching and as the issue of affordability is top of mind for so many voters.
This is not against the American people. I love the American people. I got so many calls from people in the U.S. saying, keep going, keep going. They're saying this against their own president.
And that's something that Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, is well aware of. In fact, he said, quote, hopefully the president comes to his senses and realizes this, because if not, Ford says he's going to have one heck of a time in the midterms, adding he needs to get this deal done before the midterms.
Right, and so there is time for an off-ramp, I guess, here. Like the tariffs haven't all kicked into effect, and yet when it comes to the language here, I mean, that doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. Mary Bruce, thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
If you've ever golfed before, you know the feeling of a bad shot putting you into the tall grass and then just trying to hack your way out again and again and again. It just keeps getting worse. Well, that must be what it feels like for what was one of golf's most promising companies. So last week, Good put out this ad. Good is this up-and-coming brand. It was created by a bunch of YouTubers barely 6 years ago. Now, not only do they have a monster online following, but they have a huge apparel business. Pro golfers started doing endorsement deals with them. Other established golf brands like Callaway partnered with them. They're now even sponsoring entire PGA Tour events. Well, this Good ad featured Callaway products in what seems to be envisioned as a send-up on psychological horror movies. Like the Callaway Golf Club is just so good, it makes everyone at the tee box crazy. But in the opening sequence of this commercial, a woman reaches out to touch this guy's driver, and he shoves her to the ground, hard.
Do not touch my new driver.
Which immediately prompted golf fans, particularly women golf fans, to say, what is that? This isn't funny or elevated. It's not even stylized. It just looks like an angry man getting possessive, then violent toward a woman. After sharp internet backlash, Good's co-founder Garrett Clark put out a statement on social media.
I personally want to apologize for playing the role in this skit, in this ad, at the magnitude that I did.
He described cringing when watching back the ad himself, saying concerns about making light of violence against women were justified, and he said he hoped everyone could move on. That has not happened. Several retailers, including Dick's Sporting Goods, have stopped carrying Good products in recent days. Yesterday, the PGA announced the brand will no longer be sponsoring that tournament. Even Callaway says they're parting ways, and get this, Callaway representatives saw this ad and approved it before it went out. They now say their review process has to be strengthened, which makes you wonder, how many people do see an offensive ad before it reaches the masses? Clearly, the answer over at Target is not enough. This week, Target customers noticed a weird Halloween costume posted on the store's website. It was described as a clown costume, but Here was this black kid modeling it in a bright orange striped outfit with a tiny hat and a mask that imposes a giant toothy grin over his face, huge red lips, a wide, goofy pose that looked straight out of a textbook about blackface minstrel shows. People started posting it alongside photos of old demeaning portrayals throughout history. Target says it's deeply sorry and again says it's reviewing how this could have gotten approved. And in each case, you could make the case there would have been no issue here had the character been played by someone else. Like, would anyone care if it was a man shoving his guy friend to the ground? What if it was a white kid in the outfit? But that's just it. The blind spots are the problem. If you don't know how a woman will see this imagery or a person of color, that speaks volumes by itself. That's not to say advertising can't be creative. Just last month, the New Bedford Whaling Museum of Massachusetts repurposed a 1-star review from a disappointed guest. Worst aquarium ever, it read, which makes sense given that this is a historical museum with no animals. Worst aquarium ever became their summer marketing slogan, and visits, they say, went up 250%.
That's ABC's Brad Milkey. Time for a look at our forecast. It's going to be a mainly dry Friday. Missed out on the showers yesterday, too. 74 the high for today. The overnight low of 55. Tomorrow, it looks like we will see rain in the morning. Tapering off to showers for the afternoon. 69 tomorrow, and then Sunday. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, and 71. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 60. Coming up, the latest from the trial of Lindsay Clancy. We'll get to the next chapter of Start Here with ABC's Brad Milkey next on Seattle's Morning News.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big thumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own. A wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on Mariners Fireworks Night at T-Mobile Park. Next up is the Sing-Along Show on Friday, September 4th, presented by T-Mobile, after the Mariners take on the A's. Go to mariners.com to get your tickets and check out all the biggest events down the stretch, like the Andres Munoz Funko Pop giveaway September 8th through the 10th. Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, it saved time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
I have a dare for you. After you use your old mop and bucket, put on your whitest socks and walk across the floor. Now look down. What's that gray stuff on your socks? I used to have that too, until I switched to Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop breaks down and locks away tough messes. Take the dare. Try Swiffer Power Mop. White sock approved.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
At Carrier, we know that a comfortable home is a happy one. Whether it's with innovative breakthroughs in heating and cooling efficiency, or with different ways to control your home's temperature and air quality, we're always imagining new ways to make your home totally comfortable.
Turn to the experts and let your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer improve your home's comfort and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find an expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
It's now 5:21. The murder trial of Lindsay Clancy is facing serious public scrutiny as a jury deliberates her case. We get the latest. Again, we head to ABC's Brad Milkey for Start Here.
Sadly, Lindsay Clancy is not the first mother to kill her own children. But what's been different about her triple murder case near Boston has been the reaction to it. There's been shock and horror and even condemnation, but there's also lots of Americans who are sympathetic to Clancy's defense that she strangled her 3 children as the result of postpartum psychosis. This condition often presents as someone having hallucinations or paranoia, sometimes ending with them trying to hurt themselves or their newborn. Now, this is much more rare than postpartum depression. It's a distinctly different medical condition, but so many mothers have described going through mental health struggles before and after childbirth that these conditions are no longer so taboo in this country. Well, yesterday, the Clancy case went to the jury. They will not have to decide whether she killed Cora, Dawson, and Callan. They'll have to decide whether she's criminally responsible and what charges, if any, fit the deed. ABC's Rena Roy has been in the courthouse watching these proceedings. She joins us from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Rena, what will the jury be deliberating here?
Yeah, so the 9 women and 3 men who are deciding Clancy's fate, they have a number of options to consider here. Just to sort of break this down simply, they will go through all 3 murder charges against Lindsay Clancy one by one. One for Cora, one for Dawson, one for Callan. Those are the 3 Clancy children that you mentioned. Under each charge, they will consider first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and manslaughter. So if she is found guilty of murdering her children, she would face up to life in prison. If she's found to be not criminally responsible, she would be sent to a state mental health facility.
Because I was going to say, she has admitted, I did this. It's the reasons that I did this or the reasons that it happened. That's the contention here. So I guess what stuck out to you at closing arguments? What are these jurors being told?
Yeah, so I got a chance to go into court. And first of all, I can tell you that the jurors really seemed locked in up until the end of this trial. They were straight-faced. Their eyes were fixed. They seemed to be listening very closely as the prosecution and defense made their cases for a final time. Defense attorney Kevin Reddington has been arguing that Clancy was failed by the healthcare system, that her medical team, her doctors, misdiagnosed and over-medicated her.
Because of the damn medicine and the lousy medical care that she got.
And he rattled off the long list of medications that Clancy was prescribed.
Lorazepam, buspirone, trazodone, fluoxetine, zolpidem, myrtazine, clonazepam.
The prosecution, on the other hand, painted just a totally different picture. They were really focused on Clancy's search history to try and prove that she intentionally and rationally planned these killings by researching how long her husband Patrick would be out of the house while running errands.
Everything that happened that day shows you she knew the difference between right and wrong, and she could conform her behavior to the law.
And they say that shows that she was thinking clearly, that she was not in postpartum psychosis, that she wanted to kill her children, because they say that that was the only preventative factor from her taking her own life.
And she left them there, discarded on the basement floor, like broken toys, because she was done playing the game.
And so after closing arguments wrapped up, the judge charged the jury, essentially giving them instructions on how to interpret the law in this case. They then went behind closed doors. They deliberated for a few hours yesterday. Today, they'll be back in deliberations.
And I'm wondering then, Rena, with that in mind, because this is all about motivations and health, what is the vibe among people watching this trial? Because in other cases in the past about women who have admitted to killing their children, I don't recall people showing up to defend them. That is happening here in some cases, though, it sounds like.
Absolutely. This has totally struck a chord for a lot of people, Brad. I mean, Clancy has had supporters show up throughout this trial wearing pink in solidarity. And we spoke to some of them who were at court about why they felt it was important to show up.
I do not think that she should be held criminally responsible.
There's one woman named Sarah Miller. She says she just threw a mattress in the back of her car, decided last minute to drive 17 hours from Indiana because she felt a pull to be here.
I struggled with postpartum after my second child. I've been in outpatient programs, inpatient programs, and people that have never experienced it, they don't understand.
She brought her psychiatric pills with her to court to send a message that sometimes doctors don't get it right when prescribing.
It's been several years of me being a guinea pig for meds, of trying to find the right regimen, and it's just, it's not easy to figure it out, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
We also spoke to a woman named Danielle Buckley. She was wearing pink as well. She's a mother of 3 from Maine.
When I had my 2 boys was when, at that point, I think mania, there was a lot of times where I was like, I got to get my kids out of the house. I can barely cope with me. Times when I didn't know I was going to survive through the next day.
Would you say you see yourself in Lindsay Clancy in some way?
Absolutely. I don't know that we'll ever know the whole story, but the one thing I think we do know is that she got horrible health care.
Both women we spoke to, they really seem to want Clancy to have the chance to rehabilitate, to start over again. And Brad, I think it's clear that this trial has just sparked a large and really nuanced conversation about women's mental health, specifically postpartum mental health.
All right, Rena Roy there in Massachusetts right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brad.
That's ABC's Brad Milkey. It's 5:27. We're going to see some sunshine, morning clouds, mainly dry for today, 74 the high. Tomorrow is when we expect to see some rain in the morning, tapering off to showers in the afternoon, 69, a dry day on Sunday. Right now, cloudy and 60 in Seattle. And coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner here on Seattle's Morning News.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power, exclusively available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's Friday, and here's what's happening. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the #1 priority wildfire in the country. Fire Information Officer Teenie Hood says the designation is based on structures, businesses, and watersheds at risk.
It does mean that when we put in a request for a resource, that request is going to be prioritized over some of the incidents that may have basically fewer values at risk.
The fire has destroyed 26 structures, burned nearly 156,000 acres since lightning sparked it in mid-July. It's 25% contained now. More than 2,300 firefighters are on the ground. It's 5:33, time for a check on traffic on this early Friday. Chris Sullivan, what's happening?
Well, some positive news for those of you on US 2 out in the startup Sultan area. The crash that for a little bit had both directions of the highway blocked. It has now reopened. All lanes are open there, so that one shouldn't be an issue. We're still working with the right lane being blocked on westbound 16, trying to get into Port Orchard right before Bay Street. We have about a mile back up behind it. Not that big of a deal. The rest of the map looks fine. 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, 35 behind that from Olympia to Tacoma. The Valley Freeway, 35 or less, 15 up the Renton to Bellevue Drive, up 405. Coming down from the north end, nice and easy so far. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast for your Friday, mainly dry today. We'll start cloudy and then partly cloudy for the afternoon hours, warming up to 74 today. Overnight low 55. Tomorrow we will likely see rain in the morning, tapering off to showers in the afternoon, 69 tomorrow. And then morning clouds on Sunday, sunshine for the afternoon, and a high of 71. Right now it's cloudy and 60 in Seattle.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio.
It's now 5:35. Believe it or not, we are entering the last weekend of August. And if you're looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
August is coming to a close, and even though fall is on the horizon, the summer events continue to roll on. Take one more trip down to the waterfront this weekend for live music, dancing, parades, crafts, and activities for you and the family, plus lots more during the Waterfront Block Party. This event is free to attend and spans across the waterfront, including Pier 62, the Salish Steps, Pier 58, and businesses near the waterfront will also be participating. The Waterfront Block Party is Saturday from 1 to 8. Also downtown this weekend is the night shift at Pike Place Market. it. This started last month and runs on the fourth Friday of the month until October. According to the event's website, the Night Shift is a free monthly evening series that celebrates local art, music, food, and creativity. You'll be able to wander the market looking at art galleries, enjoy food and drink, plus live music under the iconic public market clock and sign. Keep your eyes out for the pop-ups that will be springing up throughout the event. The Night Shift is tonight from 3 to 9. There will be a celebration of the legendary Dolly Parton this weekend at Capitol Hill Station Plaza tonight. Fans will be holding a vigil from 8 to 9 and encourage folks to honor her life by singing along with songs and connecting with fellow fans. Get outside and dance as part of Dancing Till Dusk, which is celebrating 19 years of free dancing in Seattle parks. This is an all-levels dancing event that focuses on beginners during the first hour, and then more can join the dance floor. Some dances do involve a partner, so either bring your own or be prepared to meet some fellow dancers. This weekend's dance will be at the Golden Gardens Bathhouse and will feature a variety of music and a DJ battle. There's no dress code, but it is a bal blanc, meaning you should come dressed in white. The dancing starts Sunday at 6 at Golden Gardens Bathhouse. Panda Fest is billed as one of the largest outdoor Asian food festivals in the United States. It'll be taking over the Seattle Center this weekend with hundreds of Asian street food options, dozens of handicraft vendors, and live entertainment. Panda Fest starts today and runs through the weekend. Get tickets and details at the event's website. Sunflower season is underway as you can walk through fields of flowers as we begin the shift towards fall. Some farms that are up and running this weekend include the Schlittler Family Farm in Nisqually, the Rutledge Family Farm in Olympia, Bob's Corn and Pumpkin Farm in Snohomish, Laura Lee's Family Farm in Duval, and plenty more. Check out what other activities each farm has to offer, as sunflowers won't be the only fun to be had. It's a busy sports weekend. The Sounders will take on the Chicago Fire on Saturday afternoon at 1:30 at Lumen Field. Then on Sunday, the Seattle Reign take on the Houston Dash at 4 p.m., also at Lumen. The Seattle Storm have a 2 p.m. tip-off on Sunday afternoon. They take on the Los Angeles Sparks at Climate Pledge Arena, and it's also the second-to-last homestand of the regular season for the Tacoma Rainiers. They're hosting the Salt Lake Bees over the weekend and have fireworks tonight, our Grateful Dead night on Saturday, and the Dogs will be taking over the ballpark on Sunday. School is right around the corner, if it hasn't already started. How are you spending the rest of your summer? Let me know at paulh@KIROradio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
A lioness and a cub may be on the loose in central Indiana.
The hunt has been called off here at 50 West in the Madison-Hancock County line. Sheriff deputies have been searching and patrolling for a lioness and cub. Those reports came in earlier this morning. We've been driving throughout the area and seen cattle, sheep, horses, but no lions, and deputies haven't seen them either. Now, a man first spotted and reported these two cats at 10 a.m. this morning, claiming the lioness weighed close to 300 pounds and was wearing a blue harness traveling southwest. Deputies patrolled the area from there on out. The high cornfields in the area made it difficult to pinpoint an exact location for these big cats. No law enforcement officials saw anything out of the ordinary and suspended the search at around 4 p.m.
We got a call from a citizen right down the road here that he looked out his back window and seen what appeared to be a lioness and a cub moving through his property. He got some binoculars, took a closer look. He saw the harness on the animal, and he watched it until it left his property, moving southwest. That's the last known confirmed sighting we've had. Law enforcement has not made any confirmed sightings of this lioness and cub. We've had drones up. State police have assisted us, Hancock County. Everybody's been out here looking around.
And where did they come from? The sheriff says no idea. They are not aware of any permits in the area for the ownership of a lion. We're also told that Big Cat Rescue from Terre Haute was called in to assist. If more sightings come in, the search will pick back up. If you see two exotic cats in the area, you're told to call 911.
That's News Nation's Claire Curry. Coming up, your political insights from ABC's Dave Packer. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO News Radio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Tune in to elevate your wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix it.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
You know that feeling on a Friday night after a long week and all you want to do is just get away from everything? What if you didn't have to go anywhere? John Curley here. Seattle Hot Tub Company carries hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges for every lifestyle. A hot tub for those quiet evenings under the stars. Swim spa for the morning workout, and cold plunge for recovery. All American-made products. Different sizes, different features, different price points. Always clearly marked. There's no games and no high-pressure sales. Find them online at SeattleHotTub.com.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
These are your political insights from ABC News. President Trump's latest move in his trade war tit-for-tat with Canada, renaming one of the Great Lakes.
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order.
New York won't be calling it that. That's the response from New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
I'm speechless. It is so patently absurd.
And at least one Republican is calling out the president, Wisconsin Congressman Tom Tiffany.
I think we should leave the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes are Great Lakes, and we should leave them that way. Yes.
President Trump's MAGA Inc. super PAC has more cash than any other super PAC, $400 million. And it's ready to start spending that money to keep Republicans in control of Congress. MAGA Inc. to hold a public event in the key battleground state of Michigan on Monday, headlined by Vice President J.D. Vance. Dave Packer, ABC News.
It's 5:44. Our forecast as you get ready for the weekend. It's going to be nice today, mainly dry. We'll see some clouds this morning, partly cloudy for the afternoon, warming up to 74 today. Tomorrow, look for rain when you get up in the morning, tapering off to showers in the afternoon, only 69 tomorrow. And then on Sunday, clouds in the morning, sunshine for the afternoon, and 71. Right now, it's cloudy and 60 in Seattle. Another important lesson for drivers about Washington's slow-down, move-over law. Sully has a choke point coming up next on Seattle's Morning News.
When you're finally off the clock after a long day, dishes put away, kids asleep, feet kicked up, heartburn. Don't let heartburn take over your hard-earned moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets begin neutralizing stomach acid in seconds, so you can get back to your one more episode marathon. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Swung on and destroyed! Grand slam, Cal Raleigh!
2027 Mariners season ticket memberships are on sale now, and the benefits start right away. Members get access to exclusive discounts, T-Mobile Park pre-sales, and more. Come on board today with one of two great options. Reserved memberships let you secure the best locations in the ballpark so you can make your favorite spot home all summer long. Whether you want to catch 20 games or the whole season.
Young with a diving catch. Cole Young taking a hit away.
Or go with a flex membership and enjoy the freedom to choose your seats, games, and number of tickets as you go. Terrace Club, bleachers, right behind the dugout. Build your season any way you want. All plans include great savings and member perks. Secure yours today at mariners.com/27.
Swung on and missed a slider straight venom. Andres Munoz with the punch out.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
It's 8:15. Well, most of us don't have to worry about being run over while at work, but it is a reality for first responders and construction workers. That's why the slow down, move over law is so important. And Sully, you're here with one deputy's near miss experience on Highway 167.
Yeah, I think personalizing this a little bit with a firsthand experience might help drivers understand this, because again, we all kind of get a little lazy or zoned out behind the wheel, but this law is really important. And because I want people to understand, if you've never actually stood along the side of an active highway or freeway and felt your body shudder at each passing car at speed, you have no idea just how crazy and scary it can be out there. But that spot is the office for first responders and many construction workers. They feel that shudder every day, and it's really up to us to keep them safe, us, the other drivers. King County Sheriff's Deputy Manjot Singh found himself on the side of southbound 167 in Kent recently. He just pulled over a suspected drunk driver who blew past him at over 100 miles an hour. He was outside his SUV near the passenger side door, the rear door, when
all I remember is hearing what sounded like a crash. It was loud, it was quick, and it was violent.
He looked up to see a car speeding away.
Sideswiped the driver's side of my patrol car, so made contact with it, scraped the rear door, the driver's side door, put a dent in it, blew a hole in my tire, left the tire flat, and then my push bars or my pit bars hit those and pushed them the opposite direction and then continued going.
You can see those pictures of the damage up right now on our YouTube live feed. David's cycling through those. They're also all up at mynorthwest.com, so you can check them out. By the way, the car that hit his SUV just took off, hasn't been found. Driver hasn't been caught. So there's another felony hit and run driver who's out there on the road at this point. For Deputy Singh, it was a near miss. But for first responders and construction workers, a lot of them get killed every year by drivers that plow into them while they're simply doing their jobs on the side of the road. Washington's law on approaching emergency zones on the road is nearly 20 years old now, and it's undergone recent revisions, but it really is simple. If you see flashing lights ahead, you must get over a lane if it's safe to do so, and you must drop your speed by 10 miles an hour. You're required to do both. And the lane shift starts about 200 feet before those flashing lights and lasts 200 feet after. And another key component of the law, and a lot of people may not realize this, is your speed must not be above 50 miles an hour either. So there are sections of I-5 and I-90 where it's 70 miles an hour in our state. So that means technically you should drop 20 miles an hour below the speed limit when you are passing these flashing lights. And as the Washington Driver's Guide teaches, it doesn't matter what kind of flashing lights they are. Tow trucks, solid waste trucks, incident response, highway maintenance, utility vehicles, law enforcement, fire trucks, ambulance. You have to get over and slow down for all of them, not just police and fire. Every flashing light. That's the law. Deputy Singh says it's important because you never know what you're going to find during those flashing lights.
Because you don't know, if there's an emergency worker, if there's a civilian, standing at the driver's side. You don't know if a police officer is outside of their car, they're doing a field sobriety test. And not just, police officers, but, maybe there's a fire truck, maybe there's a tow truck, or maybe there's, construction workers.
In Deputy Singh's case, the passenger from the suspected DUI vehicle was standing with him outside his car right there. So there was a civilian there as well. All of these workers and all the people involved in these things need to be safe at their jobs. They deserve to come home at the end of their shifts, just like all of us do. Deputy Singh put it this way.
5 minutes before I'm on the way home, and I'm like, I can't wait to go home, and I can't wait to eat and, put on the TV. And then, fast forward, it's like, holy crap, I almost got run over on the side of the road.
The same things we all think as we're driving home from work, but we don't end up on the side of the road helping someone out or pulling over a DUI driver. A recent AAA survey actually showed that 36% of drivers nationwide actually admit that they neither slow down nor move over in these situations. Most just do one or the other. Again, in Washington, you are required to do both. And Deputy Singh knows it could be a lot worse.
How lucky I was that I wasn't standing in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The only way to ensure that Deputy Singh and other workers make it home safely every day is for us to be better behind the wheel ourselves. Slow down, move over. Not just a slogan, it's a lifesaver.
You told me this choke point was coming, and I still gasped when I looked at the pictures this morning. I mean, that could have been so much worse.
Yeah. And how many videos have we seen over there of people just distracted or not, just not paying attention, drowsy, impaired, whatever, going through those work zones and it being much worse than this. That's why I wanted to tell Deputy Singh's story. I think it's good to personalize this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because again, they're law enforcement, or we don't know these people generally. We don't talk to them. They're regular Joes, Janes Joes doing their job for our benefit out there, right? And having been on the side of the road for a variety of different reasons as a reporter, it is super scary, and that's their office.
Yeah.
And so we need to do better. It's just a good reminder. I'm glad he's okay. And again, he's a local guy, grew up in Kent, went to high school in Kent. Yeah. Now he patrols Kent for the King County Sheriff's Office, supporting the community he grew up in. I think it's just a really good reminder. And again, he's safe. He's okay. We're not telling a different story here,
Thank heavens.
Which we have. I mean, over the last couple of years, I've talked to several towing companies who've had people killed in the line of duty. That's why, the laws, we've added tow trucks to the flashing and things like that. It applies to everybody. It's important to remember. Just a reminder.
Check out this and all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com. It's 5:54 and it's Friday morning. We made it. Check on our forecast. Going to be mainly dry for today. 74 the high and cloudy this morning, but some sunshine later. Saturday, rain in the morning, showers in the afternoon, only 69 tomorrow. Overnight lows in the mid-50s. For Sunday, look for clouds early on and then sunshine, high of 71. And then Monday, partly sunny, back to 74. Right now in Seattle, we have cloudy skies. It's 60 degrees. You're listening to KIRO News Radio on this Friday morning. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has an update on the Little Giant fire that's tearing through Chelan County right now. Also at 6:15, we hear from the cast of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, now on stage at the Paramount Theater. Fun conversation with them. Our inbox is always open for your news, tips, and story ideas at mynorthwest.com. And we love to hear from you on the text line, too. It's the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. That is 888-973-5476. 888-973-5476. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply, and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute, non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendinitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee...
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, LLC, and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man. You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
It's time to move on from your dull kitchen, outdated bath, and old cabinets. Create a space that is fresh, more functional, and beautiful. Sound Kitchen and Bath creates stunning kitchens and baths to meet your budget. Why wait? We customize every kitchen and bath with incredible quality and style. We come to your home and make it easy for you. Sound Kitchen and Bath, soundkitchenandbath.com.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes, and if you're pulled over for a DUI, you can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately. We're available to you at DUIHeroes.com and 1-800-DUI-HERO 24 hours a day. If the officer doesn't get you in touch with us right away, you're still preserving the right and asking him to contact us as soon as he possibly can. The sooner you call a lawyer, the better your chances are. Look us up at DUIHeroes.com for a free case evaluation or call us at 1-800-DUI-HERO.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. As search teams continue looking for survivors in Nepal, there are worries about possibly more flash flooding and mudslides like the one that killed over 500 people this week. ABC's Britt Clennett is in Kathmandu.
Helicopters have been whirring overhead, ferrying in supplies and pulling out survivors simply because so many roads and bridges have been washed away. American help is already rolling in, a pledge of $500,000. But this is a gigantic task hampered by monsoon rains and more warnings that landslides and floods could strike again.
Almost 1,000 people are still unaccounted for. 2 LaGuardia air traffic controllers left work early on the night of the deadly collision between an Air Canada plane and an emergency vehicle earlier this year. Now, ABC News has learned the FAA wants the controllers fired. 2 pilots were killed in the collision. Jury deliberations begin for another day in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial in Massachusetts. She killed her children but says she was suffering from postpartum psychosis at the time. This is ABC News. Still a lot of talk about the FDA's approval of a breakthrough drug to treat advanced pancreatic cancer. ABC's Michelle Franson has more.
The FDA approved the drug that shows promise in clinical trials with those with advanced stages of pancreatic cancer. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Darian Sutton on the results.
It's an oral daily pill that targets a key genetic driver of tumor growth. And in studies, it was shown that when given to patients with metastatic pancreatic cancer, it doubled their median survival to just over 13 months, compared to about 6.5 months for patients on standard chemotherapy. A third of the patients saw tumor shrinkage, and some patients lived years beyond the treatment.
The drug also could be covered by insurance. Michelle Franson, ABC News.
Public health officials in North Carolina are reporting a case of a rare brain infection in a teenage girl. It comes from an amoeba that is found in freshwater lakes. It's harmless if swallowed, but can be fatal if forced up the nose into the brain, which can happen by jumping or diving or water skiing. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
6:02 on your Friday morning. Here's what's happening. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the top priority wildfire in the country. We'll get the latest from Tim Hull in just a moment. Seattle Public Schools has a budget for the new school year, but there's no guarantee classes will start on time. The school board approved a $1.34 billion spending plan with $50 million in cuts. Teachers have authorized a strike. Seattle police will stop offering hiring bonuses September 1st. The incentives had run as high as $50,000 for experienced officers. A paddleboarder is in critical condition this morning at Harborview after being pulled from Lake Washington yesterday. And Seahawks preseason finale today in Kansas City, 5 o'clock. Mariners in Toronto, first pitch 4:15. 6:03, that's time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. We are not off to a good start, Mr. Sullivan.
No, we are in a significant issue. For those of you on northbound 405 trying to make your way out of Renton, a crash that we've been working with for about 8-9 minutes now is basically blocking the entire freeway. Only the far left lane, the HOV lane, is getting by. The whole right side of the road is blocked. Multiple police and fire agencies have kind of shown up to create a safety zone there, but only one of the 3 lanes is open. Already a 3.5 mile backup and about a 25-minute delay minimum. We're looking at about 40 minutes to take you from Renton into Bellevue at this point, and that's at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday light when there aren't a lot of people out there. So this is going to be a problem if it sticks around. We're already seeing some slowing on northbound 167, kind of getting onto the 405 corridor, but if you have a chance, if you're going up 167, I would bail, head west on 405, go up I-5 and take 90 back over right now, and don't look back until we get this thing handled. Right now, northbound I-5 is only 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Pierce County looks good. Olympia to Tacoma's got no problems. Nothing coming down from the north end yet. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. And I am looking for a new crash on southbound 5 getting through the SeaTac area. So we'll hopefully have more on that if it materializes in 10. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. Washington's Little Giant Fire is now number 1. It's a ranking nobody wants. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull is live with the latest.
Good morning, Manda. The nearly 156,000-acre fire in north central Washington is now the top priority wildfire in the country. Little Giant Fire Information Officer Teeny Hood says that matters when crews need more help.
Having the number 1 priority fire doesn't mean we're taking resources away from other fires that have been determined to have lower priority, but it does mean that when we place a request for an additional piece of equipment or a resource, that request sort of makes it to the front of the line and gets prioritized.
And crews needed all the help they could get on Thursday. New spot fires jumped a ridge near Stormy Mountain on Lake Chelan's west side.
We did have to change some evacuation levels. I'm sure you guys are starting to hear about that. Just know that we do not expect this fire to come off the hill tonight and run into the lake or anything like that. And we're going to try to park it right where it's at.
That's Fire Operations Chief Don Frigoli at a community meeting in Entiat last night. More than 6,000 structures are threatened, nearly 2,400 homes in the fire area. But after several rough days, firefighters might finally get some help from Mother Nature. This is incident meteorologist Nick Nosler.
We got past kind of the critical period. We've moderated here. And even some better news, it looks like next week there's a bigger storm moving in, and it's going to provide a better chance of some rain showers and perhaps even some wetting rain on more of the fires.
Little Giant Fire, 23% contained. The lightning-caused blaze started back on July 15th in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, about 30 miles northwest of Leavenworth.
We'll hope they get some rain. Thanks, Tim. Wildfire smoke is devastating Lake Chelan's summer tourism season. Chelan Chamber of Commerce board member Stacey Willoughby tells G and Ursula most businesses are down 40 to 60% from last year.
It's difficult because the fire isn't that close. And like the last 2 days, we've had blue skies. But the businesses are definitely struggling.
Businesses in the resort town were already hurting from a slow spring driven by inflation and tariffs. Some may not make enough money this summer to survive the winter. Sound Transit plans to bring fare gates to Link Light Rail.
The Sound Transit Board has approved a pilot program to install gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. The agency says its proof of payment model no longer fits a network that's grown to more than 60 miles and 50 stations. Fare gates could boost net revenue by as much as $82.7 million a year. Installation of these gates will start in 2029 or 2030. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed at the request of the people who filed it. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was in court for the hearing and has this report.
Melinda Jacobson and Dale Osterud filed the petition with King County Elections and then walked into this status hearing at the King County Courthouse and asked that it be dismissed. They say they have struggled to find an attorney to represent them and only retained counsel Wednesday night, so they need more time. After the hearing, Jacobson said it is not over and she'll announce next steps soon.
It won't be weeks, it won't be years, it'll be sooner rather than later. I'm not deterred.
An attorney representing the mayor called the charges frivolous and hinted at possible sanctions and attorney's fees if the case is refiled. At the King County Courthouse, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police will stop offering hiring bonuses starting September 1st, citing budget constraints. The incentives ran as high as $50,000 for experienced lateral hires. The department says it will keep recruiting top candidates while being fiscally responsible. And Seattle Public Schools has a budget for the new school year, but there's still uncertainty over whether classes will start on time. The school board has unanimously approved a $1.34 billion budget, including about $50 million in cuts, as the district works to close an $87 million deficit. Meanwhile, teachers have authorized a strike, with wages among the key issues in contract talks.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. It is 6:08. You made it to Friday. It's the 28th of August, headed into the last weekend of the month. Charlie Harger is off today. He'll be back on Monday. I kind of miss him, dare I say. I'm Manda Factor. Sully checking traffic on the threes every 10 minutes. Anything new on that sitch on 405?
No. Still just a lot of emergency vehicles showing up. 2 right lanes remain blocked there, north of 30th, going up into Bellevue.
That has the potential to be a big mess this morning.
Yes, it does. I'm hoping maybe the injuries aren't bad, or if there aren't any, and then they'll be able to get some of these vehicles out of the way and open up that center lane. But right now, this one's going to be a problem.
Keep us posted. Producer David Burbank is in the studio. Nick Kreisha in the control room, running the board and picking the music. Anyone see the partial lunar eclipse last night? I saw pictures.
Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful.
Did you see it? Were you awake?
I had a really good view from the restaurant, and it was funny. Customers were going outside and looking at it. We were all kind of gathering outside there. Yeah, it was really cool to see.
That's awesome. This hour of Seattle's Morning News, sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control. Coming up, I had a chance to talk with 2 lead cast members of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is now at the Paramount. We'll hear that coming up at 6:15. Also, Katrina Gashard with her weekly parenting spotlight as kids around the country return to school. Some parents are having fun pranking their kids and posting on TikTok. Well, the pranks are stirring up some controversy, and Katrina will tell us all about it. It's 6:09. A paddleboarder's in critical condition after being pulled from Lake Washington. He's 60 years old. Seattle Fire spokesman David Cuerpo says another paddleboarder found him submerged yesterday afternoon right near Lake Washington Boulevard and South Alaska Street.
And then they attached
the person to their own paddleboard and brought them back to shore.
Cuerpo says the man was not wearing a life vest. He was rushed to Harborview. A popular hiking destination in the Cascades is drawing more attention and more rescues. The Vesper Peak Trail is gaining popularity on social media. Snohomish County search and rescue crews warn it's not a beginner hike. Hiker Lee Jacobson tells KIRO 7 TV the hike is not for beginners.
It's not a smooth trail. There's a lot of obstacles, stream crossings, rock slides, granite slabs that you have to scramble up. It's a tough hike.
Crews handled 65 to 70 calls involving Vesper Peak between May and September last year. They reached that same number by August this year. New information on the SWAT standoff that turned into a deadly explosion in Sumner this week.
This happened in Sumner right in front of multiple police officers. Police tracked that suspect to his family's home after investigators say he attacked his ex-girlfriend at her apartment in Puyallup. They say officers spotted his truck, surrounded the property. A 90-minute standoff ended when that explosive went off, killing him.
We don't really know what kind of device it is yet. We believe that it was probably some sort of homemade or something in that nature, and we believe that it was somehow affixed to him. I don't know if he could have removed it or not.
No one else was hurt in this.
KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas. Tacoma police have tracked down one of two suspects wanted for killing a murder on New Year's Day. Barkay Ben Israel Brinson was picked up yesterday in Waco, Texas. Police say he and another man, Aiden Terrell Finley, shot and killed someone outside a house party on Tacoma's east side January 1st. Brinson is now in custody. Finley is still out there. If you know anything about where he might be, police want you to submit a tip to Crime Stoppers. And you won't see many starters in the Seahawks preseason finale today. Head coach Mike McDonald says you'll see plenty of third-string quarterback Jalen Milroe.
Jalen's going to play the whole game. Drew will be ready to go, but Jalen's going to play the whole game.
Milroe was the Hawks' third-round draft pick last year, sitting behind starting quarterback Sam Darnold and backup Drew Lock. The Seahawks set to face the Chiefs in Kansas City. Today's kickoff, 5 o'clock. Pre-game starts at 3 o'clock right here on KIRO Newsradio. 6:12 on your Friday morning. Time for a check on the weather. For that, we say good morning to KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard.
Good morning. A lot of cloud cover again to start the day, but I do expect to see some sunshine developing. I think you'll see some decent sun, except for areas north of Snohomish County where you'll keep it pretty cloudy. In fact, those areas may even have a little bit of drizzle early on. I think just, around, say, Snohomish County north, but not much. Otherwise, we'll go partly cloudy, some pretty decent sunshine, and in the low 70s. But the sunshine will be short-lived because late tonight you're going to see some pockets of rain, especially around Everett North and even into Seattle tomorrow morning. So that rain will be in that Puget Sound convergence zone, and some of that is going to follow some shower activity around Seattle South. There might even be an isolated thunderstorm to the north in that. And then during the day tomorrow, still a few spotty showers. So it's going to be an active morning and an active afternoon, just not as much rain in the afternoon compared to the morning. Highs will be in the upper 60s tomorrow, and you might even stay totally dry for places like Olympia or, say, like Chehalis versus Everett North, where you're going to see more moisture. So knowing that, get ready for some wet weather. And then on Sunday, some morning clouds, and I think you'll see a little sun, but not much, because there still might be a few showers closer to Port Angeles and Bellingham, while the rest of us go mostly cloudy. And then you'll see another dry day Monday, a little warmer in the low 70s, but overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, some rain's coming in, and our high by Wednesday could be into the mid-60s. So we're really starting to cool off really soon.
I was kind of disappointed I didn't see any showers yesterday, Nick.
Well, you know what? I got you for overnight tonight and tomorrow morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Right now,
sure.
It's cloudy and 60 in Seattle right now. And we have a traffic alert in effect. Let's get right back to Chris Sullivan.
And we've got a 4-mile backup and 20-minute delay, 25 probably at this point, going up the 405 northbound corridor. You're bumper to bumper from the beginnings of that drive right at 167 all the way up to just north of 30th, where this crash is blocking everything but the HOV lane. A bunch of ambulances, fire trucks, everything have shown up to this crash there. And so we're looking at about 45 minutes to make it from Renton on up into Bellevue. So that's a pretty sizable delay. If you're coming up northbound 167 and your goal is Bellevue, take a left. Head west on southbound 405 over to I-5, come up I-5 and go over I-90 to Bellevue. I know that seems like a long delay, but It's better than sitting sucking the exhaust fumes of the person in front of you for 25 or 30 minutes. This is a big issue at this point. Right now, the Valley Freeway is running 35 minutes, and Federal Way to Seattle total is under 40, so it can handle some cars. Across the lake, no problems coming down from the north end, nice and easy at 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
It has won 6 Tony Awards. Forbes called it one of the most defining pop culture events of the decade. It's the highest grossing non-musical play in Broadway history. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on stage at Seattle's Paramount Theater right now. It's the show's first ever North American tour. This morning, Hogwarts has come to us. Nick Dillenberg plays Harry Potter. Adam Grant Morrison plays his son Albus. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Seattle.
Hey, good morning.
I can hear Hagrid right now saying, "You're a wizard, Nick. You're a wizard, Adam." For both of you, in just a few words, just no spoilers. I haven't seen the show yet. I'm going to. What should we be ready for when we walk through the doors of the Paramount?
Family, spectacle, heart, adventure.
Good. What are your 3 words?
Can't top that. Magic, heart, it's expansive.
Tell me more about the magic. Obviously, this is a focal point of the show. This is a play, not a musical. Tell me about the magic. How on earth do you guys do that? And how much of it is trickery?
Well, we have some pretty ingenious illusions people who have put together this show. The thing that I love about this is a bunch of people sat in a room and said, how do we imagine this on stage? We've seen it on camera. We've seen the CGI, everything that they can do on there. What are our advantages on stage? This is old school magic. It's like Victorian era sleight of hand. We made a quarter disappear our first day of rehearsal for each other.
Oh my goodness.
Like, we're doing it for real. And so that's, I think, the imagination. And you'll see that in the first scene when it's set up to be a train station full of suitcases, and those suitcases become other things. They fire upon a child's imagination such that John Tiffany, the original director, thought that once we get home and those kids want to take the suitcases out of the closet and recreate what they could do that at home too. So it's really trying to fire on your imagination.
And can the big kids do that too? Like the 50-somethings?
I certainly do. I sit in my hotel room. Yeah.
Adam, talk about the prep that had to go into this if you're really doing the magic.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was a lot of prep with an illusions associate who was at the show last night. We're going to work with later today. It continues throughout the run. They keep us on our toes because it's something that you got to keep up with. Along with all the movement and all that. It's pretty difficult. But it's also one of those things that it's got such payoff. It doesn't matter the crowd. Every single time some of these tricks happen, there's a collective gasp or collective awe throughout the audience that you can feel tangibly, and it is genuinely one of the highlights of getting to do this show, is getting to feel that kind of wonder from not just the kids, but the adults and the people who I think didn't expect to be as wowed as they are,
I can't wait to be wowed.
Yeah.
Nick, tell us, for those who have read Harry Potter and seen all the movies, where does the story pick up? Just give it to us in a nutshell.
Yeah, so the epilogue of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is Harry dropping his son off at the Hogwarts Express. That's where we pick up. Anybody who saw the last movie, there is an aged Daniel Radcliffe and Bonnie Wright and everybody, and that's basically where we start. Harry and Ginny have 3 kids. He's 37, and our middle son, Albus, is leaving for Hogwarts.
Are you the cursed child?
Certainly am. Well, it's a hotly debated topic, but I think yes. Yeah.
Explain your character.
I play Albus Severus Potter, who is the middle child of Harry and Ginny Potter, and I am a teenager through and through. He's kind of angsty. He's a little frustrating at times. He's got a bit of a temper, but he is a warm-hearted kid who is finding his way in the world, especially with a very large shadow being casted by his father. So he's got a lot of expectations to live up to, and he's throughout a lot of points in the show, he's having kind of a hard time with it. But it's one of those things where he has his best friend Scorpius, who's helping a lot, and the entire journey of the play for him is a lot of it is just about finding where he fits in the world and how to kind of reckon with his relationship with his father and with the world around him.
Ultimately, that's what the show is about, right? The relationship between father and son and how you come together amongst your differences.
Yeah, and how you parent and how we try to move through the world without controlling it. I think, Harry starts off as a dad who wants to be his son's best friend and be liked, and it never really works out.
What's it like to play dad of, you're a character who is an older version of a kid we watched, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained that very well, but everyone knows Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, we know Harry's like...
You're old Harry.
Yeah, that's right. All the adventures, but, now just into a 37-year-old who has some, we joke around, but childhood trauma, Yeah. All that's happened, wild childhood, and now he's trying to, they're living through 22 years of peace and calm until the play begins, So it's... I think Harry's a guy who's he jumps into action. I don't think he really knows what to do as well during a period of calm. And so things start to ramp up, and Harry sort of taps into the old Harry where he's like, now I have a purpose,
Nick, you've been on Broadway. You've been on television. You've been in movies.
I think so,
How does this role compare to things you've done in the past?
Gosh, they all ask a different thing of you, Truth is sort of molded differently. But... the last two characters I've played have been Neil Armstrong landing on the moon and now Harry Potter. So I think...
That's a range.
It is a range, yeah. And I think every time, though, and both distinct accents, Neil from the Midwest and this British accent here. But I think, everything just asks something different of you, we sort of joke around, we've done a couple hundred of these now, casting spells, everything just sort of becomes second nature after a while. So... you read the books again, you immerse yourself in the world, and hopefully at some point something magical happens and it just sort of becomes who you are. But, camera, in terms of the proximity, to the camera and playing the smaller truth of that, we have to play to sometimes the Fox in Atlanta is 4,500 seats. So we're trying to make sure that everybody can have a great experience no matter if they're sitting in the front row or the last row.
All right. Adam, you just graduated from college, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, class of 24.
Pretty good start, huh?
So you landed a big role. How are you dealing with that pressure?
I feel very grateful, very, very lucky to get to do this. Honestly, it has been the thrill of my life. It's a huge gift, especially this early in my life and this early in my career. It's something that I genuinely like. It never really stops being surreal. Especially, we are so lucky we get to do a show that already has such a fervent fan base. It's people who really love getting to come see it. They bring their kids. They're adults dressed up in robes and scarves, and they've got their wands. And there's kids who are so invested in it as well. And so getting to see that is it blows my mind every time.
Does that make it difficult in a way? People have their expectations. They know what their Harry Potter is.
Probably harder for him than me,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you want to do right by them, You want to put in the research and put in the time and give your whole heart to it because everybody cares a lot about these stories.
Sure. Enjoy your time in Seattle. I've enjoyed chatting with you. And the show is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. We got to have both Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Love it. The show runs through the 12th of September at the Paramount in Seattle. stgpresents.org is the place to get your tickets. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cannot wait to see that show. I really enjoyed chatting with them. It's 6:23. We need to get to traffic now. We do that every 10 minutes. And Chris, it sounds like you might have some progress to report.
No. First, I think it's just appropriate to remind everybody I've never seen any Harry Potters, never read any. I came in during one while Holly was watching. I was like, yeah, what's going on? What's this? And she's just like, will you stop? You don't care. You're not interested. Stop ruining the movie for me.
Don't even pretend to be.
I have a feeling that's a sentiment
so I was like,
relays to you often.
Okay, fine. I'll go back upstairs and watch
his name
it.
is Harry Potter, and he went to this place called Hogwarts. And
yeah, I don't know. I know it's a thing, but whatever. Add it to the Lord of the Rings and other things I've not seen.
Okay,
don't even start.
I know. Okay, some positive news for those of you stuck in this 4-mile backup and 25-minute delay out of Renton. We now have 2 lanes out of 3 open. The HOV lane and the left general purpose lane are now open past the scene of this crash at 30th. Only the right lane remains blocked. But as I said, we have a 4-mile backup and a 25 to 30-minute delay. It's 45 minutes to go from Renton to Bellevue. And it's going to take a while to clear those cars out. We're definitely seeing some spillover onto the Valley Freeway up to 40 minutes now from Puyallup to Renton. And I'm still advocating, if you're going to Bellevue and you're coming up 167, you got a choice. I'd head west over to I-5, head up I-5 to I-90. You know, at least you'll be moving. There is some slowing around the West Seattle Bridge now, as I think people are starting to do that. 40 minutes Federal Way to Seattle. Olympia to Tacoma, quiet coming down from the north end. Starting to see a little slowing through Canyon Park, but still under 40 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. Under 40 as well from Everett to Seattle. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss out on fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile. Next up, the sing-along show, September 4th. Get your tickets, mariners.com/fireworks.
Our forecast for your Friday, it should be a dry day, cloudy early on. We'll see a little sunshine later, 74 the high for today. But tomorrow looks like it'll be wet when you wake up. Rain in the morning, tapering off to showers by afternoon. Only 69 for a high tomorrow. And then on Sunday, clouds in the morning, partly cloudy by afternoon and 71. It's cloudy and 60 in Seattle right now. And coming up, the Sound Transit Board has approved a pilot program to install gates at several light rail stations. We'll get the details from KIRO Newsradio's Tim Hull. The opening bell report on the way as well here on Seattle's Morning News.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Two quick questions. Would you describe your current wireless service as 5-star? Are you paying more than $34.99 a month for unlimited data? I only ask because in a recent industry survey of 120,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company out there to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. And now for just a few more weeks, Pure Talk's offering unlimited data for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. After that, you'll get unlimited data for as low as $34.99 a month with no contract and no commitment. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's 5-star U.S. customer service team will switch you in minutes. And at just $15 a month for your first 3 months, there really is no better time to switch to Pure Talk than right now. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Did you see what Olympia is calling their latest new tax?
The millionaire's tax? Yep.
You know, it's really an income tax.
So what's the difference?
A millionaire's tax doesn't sound like it applies to you, but it does. Olympia created the income tax and refused to limit it. They left the door open to tax everyone, including you.
So what do we do?
Vote yes on Initiative 645. It repeals the income tax completely, so Olympia can't expand it and get into your paycheck.
Wait, we're repealing an income tax?
Yes, we're repealing an income tax.
And we vote yes to repeal it?
Yes. Vote yes to repeal the income tax.
Okay. Vote yes to repeal the income tax.
Well, see, they picked that name on purpose. Tell your friends vote yes on Initiative 645. Let's repeal the income tax. Visit voteyes645.com for more information. Paid for by Vote Yes, Repeal the Income Tax. Top 5 contributors, BIAW Member Services Corp., Peter and Liz Moorkill, Catalan Solutions, Inc., Steve Gordon.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning, it's 6:31. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the #1 priority wildfire in the country. Fire Information Officer Teeny Hood says the designation is based on structures, businesses, and watersheds at risk.
It does mean that when we put in a request for a resource, that request is going to be prioritized over some of the incidents that may have basically fewer values at risk.
The fires destroyed 26 structures, burned nearly 156,000 acres since lightning sparked it in mid-July. I just checked, it's now 25% contained. More than 2,300 firefighters on the ground there. Well, the free ride may be coming to an end on Sound Transit. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull is here live to explain.
Sound Transit's board has approved a pilot program to install fare gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. The gates could bring in nearly $33 million to almost $83 million more in net fare revenue each year. Yes, you heard those numbers correctly. Board member Claudia Balducci told KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan earlier this year the gates make sense at some stations.
There may be some locations where turnstiles are the answer. There's just too much fare jumping, and we want to block it off. But I don't think we need to do it at every single one of these stations. And what I want to do is be data-based about it.
Sound Transit says only about 63% of Link riders are actually tapping or using a ticket. Balducci says fares are an important part of keeping the system running.
It is a huge part of our funding, and there is definitely something to the fares are the way we all contribute to the system that we all benefit from, and it makes people care more for that system because they're contributing to it. So there's lots of reasons why fares are important.
Gates are still a few years away, though. Sound Transit targeting installation in 2029 or 2030.
Thanks, Tim. The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed, but that doesn't mean the recall effort is over.
Melinda Jacobson and Dale Osterud say finding an attorney to represent them has been difficult. Because of that, the couple failed to meet certain deadlines in the case and needed more time. So they asked the court to dismiss, and the judge agreed. Attorney Dmitry Ialitsin represents the mayor. He called the recall effort frivolous and hinted at sanctions if it is refiled.
Should there be a repetition by these same individuals of another frivolous recall petition, the mayor might need to direct this law firm to seek sanctions against them.
Melinda Jacobson said she retained an attorney Wednesday night. She said she is not deterred and promised further efforts in the matter sooner rather than later. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
It's 6:33. Time for a check on traffic once again. We do that for you every 10 minutes. And here's Chris Sullivan.
And we're up to a 35-minute delay on northbound 405. to go 5 miles. Because of this crash, we had, or still have, northbound right at 30th, just north of 30th in Renton. The far right lane is blocked, but for a while we had multiple lanes blocked, and the damage is done. It's 50 minutes, my best guesstimate, to go from Renton on up into Bellevue. That is 35 minutes slower than it should be. The backup extends 5 miles all the way down to 167, and 167 itself is now very slow, approaching 405. If you have an opportunity and your destination is Bellevue or north, head over to I-5 and pop up across I-90. You will save a ton of time because the total travel time from Federal Way to Seattle is under 40 minutes. That whole travel time is 10 minutes faster than just that backup. You've got a choice, and I think going to I-5 makes sense. There's still a lot of opportunity there past the West Seattle Bridge. Across the lake, no problems coming down from the north end. 40-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. We're looking at Olympia to Tacoma, nice and easy. 16's much better. 18 looks pretty good as well. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube, click subscribe, and get fresh video content daily.
Our forecast, it'll be a dry day. Cloudy this morning, partly cloudy for the afternoon hours, and warming up to 74 today. Tomorrow, we are expecting some real rain in the morning, tapering off to showers by afternoon and 69. And then Sunday, sprinkles in the north end, but we'll all be dry for the most part. Cloudy to start the day, some sunshine late in the day, and a high of 71. Right now, it's 61 and cloudy in Seattle.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Shares in Gap jumped 12% after the clothing retailer announced yesterday that a new CEO has been chosen for its Old Navy brand. Current Old Navy Chief Customer Officer Michael Francis takes over for current CEO Horacio Barbeto. Anthropic scores a legal win after a judge blocked the Pentagon from blacklisting the AI giant. Secretary Pete Hegseth had moved to designate Anthropic a national security supply chain risk. A court has ruled the claim, quote, illegal and baseless. The high price of just getting around. A study by Integra Credit finds us spending $5,680 per year plus $517 in interest on auto loans. That's nearly 12.5% of the average American's disposable income. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
With a map over his shoulder reading, "Making the Great Lakes Even Greater," President Trump signed an order in the Oval Office renaming Lake Ontario to Lake America within 30 days. Latest move in his trade war with Canada, as we hear from ABC's Mary Bruce.
President Trump escalating his trade war with Canada, signing an executive order.
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America.
The president fuming since Ontario Premier Doug Ford unloaded on him when the trade deal fell apart.
Well, he can kiss my as far as I'm concerned.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney noting the name of the lake dates back more than 400 years, adding this lake is called Lake Ontario today and forever.
Some Republicans are now calling out President Trump for his proclamation this week, temporarily lifting some tariffs on foreign imports of beef starting September 1st and lasting for 90 days or just after the midterms. The president says he wants to bring down the price of beef in America. Bill Bullard is CEO of RCAF USA. That's the largest association of independent cattle farmers in the U.S. He calls the move a huge mistake, saying it won't just hurt American ranchers, but it'll hurt American consumers too.
Well, the problem is that we have a highly concentrated food production system, a monopolistic system. So the president is going to increase supplies for that system, and there is likely to keep the capture the savings, not pass it on to consumers, but rather use it to increase their margins.
More than 100 tech companies, many at the heart of the artificial intelligence race, are now joining in an open letter warning about the potential dangers of AI. The signatories to the letter include Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, and warns that AI-powered cyber attacks are on the verge of becoming more widespread and sophisticated.
The letter warns we have a limited window to strengthen cyber defenses and says the services that communities depend on, from hospitals to water treatment plants, are at risk. The companies are calling for a global-wide effort to strengthen cybersecurity, urging governments to protect the most vulnerable targets. The threat is already here. Hackers have targeted water utilities in at least 7 states, and in some recent attacks, the hacking tools were written by AI.
That's ABC's Sophie Flay. Starbucks is dropping a drink ingredient that sparked health complaints from baristas. According to the New York Times, Starbucks says it will stop using a blending powder added to some frozen refreshers after workers reported the powder created clouds of dust that caused coughing, headaches, and sore throats. Starbucks says the ingredient was approved for food use, but the company is now moving to a reformulated recipe. And a Tacoma banking legend and champion for the University of Washington Tacoma campus has died. William Bill Phillip was 99, just shy of his 100th birthday. The News Tribune reports Columbia Bank, which Phillip helped found in 1993, announced his death earlier this week. Phillip spent decades in Tacoma banking, starting as an investment clerk at Puget Sound Bank back in 1951. He rose to chair and CEO before KeyCorp bought the bank in 1992. Columbia Bank CEO Clint Stein called Phillip a visionary leader who believed deeply in the power of community. Checking Wall Street, trading is underway for the day. The Dow's up about 57 points at 53,627. S&P 500 up 9. The Nasdaq is up just about 28 points right now. KIRO 7 pinpoint alert days, your advance notice to stay safe in the heat, smoke, and summer storms. When weather threatens to disrupt your day and your plans, KIRO 7 sounds the alarm and alerts you days in advance. Stay informed, stay ready with KIRO 7 pinpoint weather only on KIRO 7 TV. 640, what's coming up in traffic, Sully?
Well, we're going to take a look at the 35-minute delay on northbound 405 getting out of Renton. We'll talk about it next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
30 years ago,
I wanted to be part of keeping the Seahawks in Seattle long term.
3 decades later,
12, they're bringing the trophy home.
2 Super Bowl championship banners hang in the stadium Paul Allen built. Now, a new era of stewardship begins.
Most things that seem impossible become possible.
And we welcome the Kosla family to Seattle. From the home of the Seahawks since the very beginning. KIRO Newsradio.
Let me ask you something. Would you ever buy a hot tub from one of those pop-up places in a parking lot? You go in, you buy the hot tub, you come back 6 months later when it needs service, and you're like, hello, anybody here? Sure, the parking lot's still there, but where are they? Not with Seattle Hot Tub Company. John Curley here. They do things differently. They're local. They've had the showroom for years. They've got a delivery crew. They've got their own service team. Hot tubs, swim spas, cold plunges. That's all they do every day. You get warehouse pricing, easy financing. Imagine a hot tub for as low as $90 a month. They're not some traveling sales event that rolls into town, takes your money, and then disappears. They're the place you go back to for the service, the repairs, the covers, the chemicals, advice, whatever it is. Seattle Hot Tub has options for different budgets as well. They're proud supporters of Make-A-Wish because they're part of the community, not just passing through. A hot tub is a big purchase. Make it from a company that's still here tomorrow. Seattle Hot Tub Company. Visit them at seattlehottub.com. That's seattlehottub.com.
Summertime means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, and more. So don't let your bank stop you from having fun. Free checking at WaFd Bank is the way to go. There are no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Plus, you'll get spending tools and the latest technology to help you stay on budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated a best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states, so you have access wherever you are. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Additional fees may apply. Member FDIC.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-346-2476. 800-346-2476. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-346-2476.
It's 6:43, time for traffic. Now we do that every 10 minutes for you. Chris Sullivan, what's up?
We are working with about a 55-minute trip now to go from Renton on up into Bellevue. That is a 35-plus minute delay. We have a 5-mile backup that extends from before 167 all the way up to just after 30th at the north end of Renton because of this crash that continues to block the right lane. Looks like a pickup carrying a small little flatbed trailer. Looks like the trailer flipped. but it doesn't look as near as I can tell. There's something on its top, but it doesn't look big enough to be a car, so it looks kind of like a trailer. The right lane is blocked, so the left general purpose lane and the HOV lane are getting by, but for a while, most of the freeway was blocked, and we just stacked right in behind it. Even on a Friday light, 405 northbound from Renton on up into Bellevue is our heaviest commute in the state most days, and so we're looking at that major delay there, and there is significant spillover onto the Valley Freeway, but not terrible total. I mean, we're looking at 42 minutes to go from Puyallup to Renton. I'm still telling people that if your goal is Bellevue or north, get over to I-5 and then go up I-5 and go back over I-90. Right now, that window is still open, even though there are a lot of people doing that now, and there's a lot more red at the north end of Boeing Field past the West Seattle Bridge. It's a total of about 22 minutes from Tukwila up into the Seattle area, and then 10 minutes across the bridge. That's a 30-minute trip. You're sitting in a 30-plus minute delay. So right now it makes sense, but a lot of people are heading that way. Drives out of the north end, 42 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. No shockers there. Olympia to Tacoma looking good. The rest of the map is as well. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, it is going to be dry today. 74 the high. We'll see clouds this morning, partly cloudy for the afternoon hours. Tomorrow, rain in the morning, tapering off to showers, and only 69 tomorrow. Sunday, look for a few sprinkles in the north end. Otherwise, cloudy to start the day, partly sunny by afternoon, and 71. Right now, it's cloudy and 61 in Seattle. A back-to-school prank is going viral on TikTok, and some parents have questions about the ethics of it. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard will break it all down in this week's Parenting Spotlight, coming up next here on Seattle's Morning News.
It's the Great Summer Sell-a-thon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sell-a-thon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half-heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I want to do.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO News Radio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO News Radio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO News Radio.
It's now 6:48 on your Friday morning. Well, back to school season means new backpacks, new classrooms, and for some parents, a little back to school humor. KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gishard joins us live in the studio.
Hey guys, a TikTok trend called Meet Your Teacher is getting a lot of attention online, but it's also raising some questions. Is it a harmless prank or does the joke go too far? So here's how it works. Parents show their kids a photo and tell them, this is your new teacher. The catch, it's not actually their teacher. The photo is usually someone with a distinctive appearance, and parents record their kids' reactions. So head to our YouTube page to see this viral reaction.
Teacher's FaceTime me.
What's that?
That's your teacher for the school year.
Ew.
What's wrong?
I don't like him.
Why not?
Yes.
Wait. Why you don't like him? Let me. Why you don't like him?
Because he looks scary.
Oh, but you don't think he's gonna be a good teacher? Why not? You don't want to go to his class?
No. I want to go to my office.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Johnson. Okay, just tell him something nice.
No.
You don't want to tell him nothing nice? You don't have nothing nice to say? Okay, say bye-bye.
Can I see you?
All right, so if you were just listening to us, this mom showed her young daughter a photo of what looked like a zombie.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it what it is, a zombie. So obviously when parents are doing this trend, some kids laugh. She cried. She was terrified. Other kids look completely shocked, and some immediately start asking questions about what their new teacher is going to be like. And that's where this debate is beginning online. Critics say some versions of the prank can reinforce the idea that people who look different are frightening or funny. So back in 2020, some parents used photos of a woman with a disability. So anti-bullying and disability activist Lizzie Velasquez, whose image was actually used in one of these videos, she's urging parents to think about the message the prank sends to kids. Parents participating in the trend may see it as nothing more than a silly back-to-school joke and a way to capture kids' genuine reactions. So where do you draw the line? Is this just kids being kids or parents having some fun?
I think that was awful. It was I laughed at first, but I think she took it too far.
It was cringe.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, that poor girl.
I feel like it also depends how old the kid is.
Yeah.
Obviously, once they get older, they're not going to fall for that anymore. But yeah, when they're young, I think you don't necessarily want to be.
How old is that?
Scaring them / setting up that
5,
kind of
6,
pressure.
4, 5,
6. Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've been in that category. It's hard enough going to school for like the first time.
Right.
If she's pre-K, first grade, I wouldn't.
That wasn't even a cute zombie.
I might have showed Big Bird or something to just like, but not a zombie.
Yeah, but it's a thing that's trending right now, and parents are having fun with it, surprisingly.
Okay, parents, I say knock it off, especially with kids that young. Yeah. Just my humble opinion.
Using your children for content.
Exactly.
And again, I know how hypocritical I am.
Yeah.
Because I was overly proud of my son and but I did that more to kind of, but I see the same side of what I was doing could be just as bad.
No, proud of your child.
But I don't know, their reaction could be seen proud to others. I don't want to totally be like, oh, the kids for content, but this does seem a little
as soon as she started
weird,
crying,
I'd be like, no, that's not your teacher.
The tears sent me over the edge. I'm like, enough is enough now.
Yeah. All right, Katrina, nice to know that that's spreading on TikTok. Thank you.
Just what we need.
Yeah, it's now 6:53.
From ABC News Tech Trends. A new look at one of the most anticipated video games ever is out.
Wait, did you steal my friend's car?
Yeah. Available now, nearly half-hour-long trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, full of chase scenes, robbery missions, and, of course, lots of shooting. After years of development, GTA 6 is due out November 19th, starting price $80. But amid all the buzz, beware of scammers. With the extended look available now, the website Malwarebytes says cyber thieves have set up fake sites promising demo versions of the game. They are fake, and instead you're downloading malware that can steal your information. And swimming giant Speedo is getting ready to offer its first wearable device. Called the Speedo IQ, it's a module that fits into the company's Vanquisher swim goggles. After getting out of the pool, swimmers will be able to sync it to an app that details things like their pace, distance, and breathing. With Tech Trends, I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Still troubled by the zombie mother. It's 6:53. Time for a check on traffic. Any improvements, Sully?
Well, no, but I want to thank our drivers like Rick and Kyle who are letting me know it is a car that is on its top that rolled over. I couldn't quite tell from my video. It seems small enough to potentially be a trailer, but no, this is definitely a vehicle that's on its top. And so this is northbound 405, right just north of 30th as you make your way up the hill away from Renton. We have a 5-mile backup that extends all the way back to 167. And about a 35-plus minute delay. It's 55 minutes to go from Renton to Bellevue, and that 35 minutes is all just right there in that 4 miles. And there is spillover onto the Valley Freeway, but it's manageable because it's Friday. About 45 minutes to go from end to end, and all of that braking is at the north end. We're definitely seeing a lot more people over on I-5 now from the north end of Boeing Field up into the Seattle core. That is still my go-to option A. If you're trying to get up to Bellevue or north using 405, get over to I-5 and get across the lake on I-90 and go that way. Right now, it's only 22 minutes to go from South Center into Seattle and about 42 all the way from Federal Way, which isn't bad. 45 minutes Everett to Seattle, about 40 from Everett to Bellevue. Brake lights there in the usual locations. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio App. Listen to your favorite shows. Get the latest news and updates sent right to your phone.
Clouds this morning, sunshine later, 74 today. Rain tomorrow morning, tapering off to showers, 69. And then on Sunday, clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. Coming up, an update on the Little Giant Fire tearing its way through Chelan County. And Tim Hull has a little Friday pick-me-up, a heartwarming story of a father and son connecting through their love for Gonzaga. This is Seattle's Morning News.
It's the final dress rehearsal before the real thing.
I want to see, how is this roster shaping up?
For many players, it's the final chance to prove they deserve a roster spot.
It's the relentless details that we hone in on each and every day.
Seahawks, Chiefs. Today, pregame at 3. Rabel and Wyman with the kickoff at 5. On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The war in Iran going on for half a year now.
It's been 6 months since the U.S. and Israel launched massive strikes against Iran, wiping out its conventional military and killing more than 3,600 Iranians, according to human rights activists in Iran, including 165 people after an elementary school was struck, most of them children. All of this loss in a war the president said would be over in a matter of weeks.
ABC's Martha Raddatz. Thousands expected at a march on Washington today in support of voting rights. The Defend the Vote rally will take place at the Lincoln Memorial and coincides with President Trump's ongoing attempts to limit mail-in voting. In Nepal, the search for survivors from the devastating mudslide continues. The death toll more than 500. The Artemis II crew will receive the Congressional Space Medal of Honor today during a ceremony at the agency's Johnson Space Center in Houston. This is ABC News. Hundreds of people are taking buses to Washington, D.C. today to march against President Trump's order on voting by mail. They say not just that, but other voting restrictions that the president has passed or once passed will disenfranchise black voters ahead of the midterms. Still smarting over the failure of a mission to save a doomed space telescope last week, NASA says it's prepared to send up a new telescope this week.
The Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope has the same size mirror as the Hubble orbiting observatory, but with 100 times its field of view.
It's going to really revolutionize astronomy.
NASA's Bear Witherspoon.
What we are scheduled to do and have to do is have a 5-year mission life. But if we launched really well, we're going to double that, maybe triple that.
If the weather cooperates, the bus-sized telescope will be headed off to a deep space orbit point nearly 1 million miles from the Earth as early as Sunday morning. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
There's a new Miss USA. 31-year-old Justice Kelly won the crown last night. First mom to ever win the pageant. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's 7:02, and here's what's happening. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the #1 priority wildfire in the entire country. We'll get details from Tim Hole in a moment. Sound Transit's board approved fare gates for up to 14 light rail stations. The agency says the move could bring in as much as $83 million a year in fare revenue. The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed at the request of the people who filed it. They say they need more time to find an attorney. And the Seahawks wrap up the preseason today in Kansas City. Kickoff 5 o'clock, pregame at 3, right here on KIRO News Radio. And the Mariners open a series in Toronto at 4:15. It's 7:03, time for traffic now. We do that every 10 minutes. Sully, take it away.
Well, we're making some progress on this crash, this rollover on northbound 405, right around 30th in Renton. They're in the process of picking things up. Hopefully they'll get the lanes all open here shortly. Right now, the right lane remains blocked. We still have the left general purpose lane and the HOV lane open at this point, but we have about an hour drive from Renton to Bellevue. That is about 40 minutes slower than it should be, and it's all in that 4.5 to 5 mile backup from 167 on up. Northbound 167 caught up in this as well. From about 180th on up, you're getting very heavy there as you're trying to tie in. So you got about 25 minutes out of Auburn, 45 from Puyallup. You can still go over to I-5 and head up to I-90 to get around if you're trying to get into Bellevue, and you will save some time. There are brake lights off and on now from the beginnings of Boeing Field, but it is a faster trip even with that slowing. I mean, we're getting closer to a half an hour from South Center into downtown, but that's faster than the delay on 405. The lake bridges are fine coming down from the north end, 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma looking good. This report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Enjoy or earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning, it's 7:04. Washington's Little Giant Fire is first in line for help for all the wrong reasons. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hole is live with the latest on that fire burning northwest of Leavenworth.
Amanda, it's now the top priority wildfire in the country, meaning requests for more crews and equipment can move closer to the front of the line. And there's reason firefighters need the help. Fire behavior analyst Kevin Montoya at a community meeting in Entiat last night said a historically dry winter left forests ready to burn.
All of the dead fuels that are laying on the ground, the logs and the timber that have been impacted by previous fires or have been blown down by storms, normally they'd be sitting in the snow, sitting in water, sitting on wet ground, and it would take quite a long time for them to dry out. So when they do get impacted by fire, the fire doesn't rage through it. It reacts and burns, but it has that moisture in it that has to get cooked off before it moves. That's not the case this year. The logs and the stuff that's on the ground, logs are as big as people, have the same moisture or less moisture than lumber at Home Depot. So it's got that kiln dried aspect to it. It is not resistant to carrying fire at all.
And that dry fuel combined with strong winds helped send embers over a ridge near Stormy Mountain on Lake Chelan's west side Thursday. But the weather may finally be turning in firefighters' favor with a new storm moving in next week.
Not a whole lot of rain. It's not saying the whole fire will get rain, but we will see a little bit of rainfall on parts of the fire.
That's incident meteorologist Nick Nosler also at that community meeting last night. The Little Giant Fire now 25% contained. More than 6,000 structures are threatened with nearly 2,400 homes in the fire area. That fire started in the July 15th in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, about 30 miles northwest of Leavenworth.
All right, thanks, Tim. Some Lake Chelan businesses may not survive this wildfire season. Tourists are staying away because of the heavy smoke.
If people don't have enough funds to go around and spend at all of the local businesses when they're on vacation, that has an effect on these businesses being able to stay open through the winter and get through until next summer.
Chelan Chamber of Commerce board member Stacy Willoughby tells the G and Ursula show most businesses in Lake Chelan are down 40 to 60% from where they were last year. Sound Transit plans to bring fare gates to Link Light Rail.
The Sound Transit Board has approved a pilot program to install gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. The agency says its proof of payment model no longer fits a network that's grown to more than 60 miles and 50 stations. Fare gates could boost net revenue by as much as $82.7 million a year. Installation of these gates will start in 2029 or 2030. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed, but that doesn't mean it's over. James Lynch has more.
Melinda Jacobson and Dale Osterud say finding an attorney to represent them has been difficult. Because of that, the couple failed to meet certain deadlines in the case and needed more time. So they asked the court to dismiss, and the judge agreed. Attorney Dmitry Ialitsin represents the mayor. He called the recall effort frivolous and hinted at sanctions if it is refiled.
Should there be a repetition by these same individuals of another frivolous recall petition, the mayor might need to direct this law firm to seek sanctions against them.
Melinda Jacobson said she retained an attorney Wednesday night. She said she is not deterred and promised further efforts in the matter sooner rather than later. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police are dropping hiring incentives next month due to budget constraints. Experienced officers have been offered up to $50,000 to join SPD. According to the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM, SPD has lost 69 officers in 2026 as of August 11th. And Seattle Public Schools has unanimously approved a $1.34 billion budget for the coming school year, one that includes about $50 million in cuts. The district is working to close an $87 million deficit, while teachers have voted to authorize a strike that could delay the start of classes. The cuts include eliminating 69 central office positions and using $21 million from the district's reserves.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
tonight on your Friday, August 28th. I believe it was a 19-year-old Manda in the wheat fields of Pullman who read the news with this as the background. I'm having serious flashbacks right now.
No one would compare you to a bubble-headed beach blonde.
Thank you, I
would
appreciate
you
it.
delivering the news? I don't believe that would. Anybody who would have to fight David, me, Nick, Tim, everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
No way.
However, I am disappointed in you because you have not noticed my Jimothy t-shirt that I'm wearing today for a Friday. So anything can happen, but I have Jimothy to look after me.
I'll tell you a reason why off air. But I hadn't noticed. Well, that's cool. By the way, down at the beach, if you guys don't go down to Long Beach very often, there's an artist down there, Mr. Nesbitt, who does a bunch of stuff for the peninsula. He's jumping on the Jimothy bandwagon, and he is selling artwork down in the peninsula
Probably making
like
a pile
crazy.
of money. Yeah.
Jimothy, even down there, is so.
Speaking of selling Jimothy goods, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Like one of one collector's card that they gave at T-Mobile Park.
Yeah.
Like the kid is like selling or it's on auction for like $12,000.
Yeah.
Not bad for a giveaway.
Yeah.
Very cool. The spirit of Jimothy lives on. Nick Crochet in the control room, running the board and picking the music. KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gishard is at the news desk. Producer David Burbank in the studio, too. Coming up, your Friday feel-good story. We need one of those. A Gonzaga dad went searching for a little Zag spirit for his son. Ended up writing the next chapter himself. Tim Hull will explain. Also, G. Scott will stop by to preview tonight's final Seahawks preseason game. It's 7:10. A man is in critical condition this morning after being pulled from Lake Washington. Fire spokesperson David Cuerpo says a bystander spotted an unattended paddleboard yesterday near South Alaska Street and Lake Washington Boulevard.
They brought their own paddleboard out and paddled to the stranded paddleboard, and that's when they found a submerged adult male, approximately 60 years old, that was still attached to that stranded paddleboard. That's when they called 911.
Cuerpo says they brought the man back to shore. He was not wearing a life vest. Crews rushed him to Harborview. Vesper Peak is blowing up on social media, but the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office warns its popularity shouldn't be mistaken for an easy hike. Search and rescue calls are increasing. And here's KIRO 7 TV's Heather Bosch.
The hike to Vesper Peak is about 8 miles round trip, but it's not just the distance that's a challenge. The Snohomish County Sheriff's Office reposted video on social media of a rescue last summer to make a point. County Search and Rescue has received 65 to 70 calls for Vesper Peak over this summer and last, including 4 calls in one night last week.
Vesper Peak is probably one of the hardest hikes in Washington, mile per mile.
Lee Jacobson has hiked in the Pacific Northwest for more than 30 years.
A Boeing cargo plane is being inspected after a dramatic fire at LAX this week. The Boeing 737 was landing when an apparent brake problem caused the brakes to overheat, blowing 4 tires, sending flames across the runway. The FAA is investigating. No injuries were reported. And a little wiener dog is winning hearts, even if she didn't win the race. Mary Poopins is her name. A dachshund in a wheelchair took part in the annual wiener dog races at Emerald Downs last weekend. She rolled her way down the track as the crowd cheered her on. I was fine, Tim, until you started laughing.
Sorry.
Mary may not have crossed the finish line first, but she definitely finished as a fan favorite. It's 7:12. That's time for a check on the weather. And for that, we bring in KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard. Nick, please take it away.
Okay, I can do that. Unfortunately, I missed everything you just said, so I'm sure it was glorious and not about me, but hopefully...
Would you like me to recall the
I
story?
don't think I...
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Okay,
I was
go
talking
for
about
it.
a dachshund in a wheelchair who was in the annual wiener dog races. Guess what her name was?
Uh-oh. What
Mary
was it?
Mary Poopins.
Ah!
How about the weather?
You know, sometimes you just got to know when to fold them, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just not going to say a word.
Good.
This morning, we are looking at some cloudy conditions. There still may be a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of mist. And then I think you're just going to see increasing sunshine for the afternoon. And really, it'll be a nice day in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. But tonight, there will be some rain developing, especially around Everett North and then even around Seattle to Everett overnight. There could be a little rumble of thunder. There'll be pockets of heavy rain there. The rest of the area doesn't see anything until maybe tomorrow when you'll see some spotty showers as that zone decreases. Tomorrow could be the first day in the upper 60s with just a few showers around for the afternoon and mostly cloudy skies. Sunday is mainly dry dry except for a little moisture near the border, and it looks mostly cloudy at around 70. And then next week, we start off dry, but by Wednesday, some rain's coming in, and it's going to be in the mid-60s, and it looks like it'll be cool and wet. So you got to get ready for some fall-like weather by about the midpoint of next week.
All right, Nick, have a great weekend. It's 61 and cloudy in Seattle right now. 7:13, we have our challenges on the roads. Chris Sullivan has our traffic.
The good news is all lanes have now reopened on
good.
northbound 405, just north of 30th in Renton. We had a long-term crash there, and it's going to take a while to dig out of this. All lanes have reopened, but we have a 4.5 to 5 mile backup and about a 35-minute delay to chew through from 167 all the way up to the scene. It's over 50 minutes to make it from Renton into Bellevue now, so just a difficult day going up 405, and there is a significant spillover onto the Valley Freeway, so much so that we've got about 22 minutes to make the drive from Auburn up into Renton and just under 45 all the way. Now, a lot of people have headed over to I-5. That's been my go-to option A for people to kind of get around this, so much so that we're up to about 30 minutes now from South Center into downtown. Still a faster trip to do that, to go over I-90 and pop around. Problem is now we're definitely seeing brake lights on eastbound 90 to go to northbound 405. So the window to use I-5 to 90 might be closing over the next little bit. So I'm watching that because I don't want you to go the wrong way and then waste just as much time as it would be just sitting there, because that's not the goal here. Overall, we've got about 50 minutes Federal Way to Seattle, about 45 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, brake lights there in the usual places. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Well, don't sweat it. Save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed. Bucky's.com.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
My, that sounds like a fight song, doesn't it?
It's the Gonzaga fight song, strangely enough.
It's 7:16. Here's why. A Gonzaga dad went looking for a children's book about his alma mater. When he couldn't find one, he decided to help create it. So do tell, Tim Hull.
Oh, I love this. So gather round, boys and girls, on this Friday morning for the story of Spike's Zagtastic Day.
One bright and sunny Spokane day, Spike the Bulldog went out to play. Ah, what a Zagtastic day.
Spike's adventure across the campus started with Gonzaga alum Jabaz Labret and a book his 4-year-old son brought home.
My son was about 4 years old, and he had gotten a Notre Dame children's book. And I said, well, I'll be damned if that's the only university children's book he's going to get, because I went to Gonzaga. So I went online to find a Gonzaga children's book, and I couldn't find one. And I thought, well, that can't be right. And so I reached out to the university, and sure enough, we hadn't had a children's book published in years.
So on to the next chapter. Labret called his best friend Dan Gemeinhart,
who also went to Gonzaga and is a New York Times bestselling middle grade and children's author.
Spike jigged and wagged through the Gonzaga campus, saying hi to all his friends. When he settled down for a rest, though, he made a terrible discovery. His favorite book was gone. He'd lost it somewhere on his walk.
I've known Dan since third grade. We actually were roommates at Gonzaga University. We have been best friends our entire lives. And so I knew immediately if we were going to do a project like this with the university, I couldn't imagine not doing it without him.
So together they created Spike's Zagtastic Day, following Gonzaga's mascot around campus as he searches for his missing book.
A voice called down from a second-story window. Hey there, Spike. What you looking for? I've got to search and find and look. Have you seen my favorite book?
Labret says the best part is watching families recognize their own Gonzaga memories in the story.
We were at an event on campus, and this young girl, she's probably 5 years old, was reading the book with her grandma. And she goes, Grandma, this is where Mommy and Daddy got married, because their parents had gotten married on campus. And I just, my heart just warmed up in just seeing the experience unfold in real time as this grandmother, who's also a Gonzaga alum, was having this shared moment with her granddaughter. That's really just what it's all about.
Now, Labret's son, who originally brought home that Notre Dame book, is 8 years old now.
Oh, he just thinks it's the best thing ever. He was awful young when we started the project. We had some hiccups in trying to figure out how to get this thing actually published. But once we were able to overcome that, several years later, we finally did get the book into print, and he just thinks it's just the coolest thing.
So much I got to do and see at Gonzaga University. If you want your tail to wag, do your best and be a zag.
And that, boys and girls, is the story of Spike's Sagtastic Day.
What an absolute blast to do that with your best friend,
No
right?
kidding. Yeah, who just happens to be a New York Times best-selling children's
That
author.
helps, doesn't
Yes,
it?
Indeed.
I'm thinking holiday gifts. A lot of people will be getting that under the tree.
Absolutely. I saw this and I figured, there's got to be a lot of Zags in our audience.
Of course.
And that they would definitely appreciate this. And again, what a fantastic story.
And once again, the Jesuits looking up at the Holy Cross. So you guys don't have books? Come on. We've got the Leprechauns game day at Notre Dame. Tiny Tim's Irish Football Dream.
Ooh, nice.
My first Notre Dame words. Good night, Notre Dame, I believe, is close to Good Night Moon.
Do you have any of them?
No, but I saw when I was at the bookstore a couple months ago in South Bend. I couldn't believe how many children's books there were.
That's adorable.
But no, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Way to go, Zags. I love it.
Yeah, and he's like, well, maybe someday we'll do a UW children's book and that sort of thing. So it's just, just a lot of fun.
Is that up at My Northwest yet?
It will be later today.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Tim.
Yep.
It's now 7:19.
ABC Entertainment News.
The world that was doesn't exist.
Ridley Scott's new film, The Dog Stars, is out in theaters today. Star Jacob Elordi told ABC News what it's like working alongside Josh Brolin.
He bears himself the second he gets to set and shows everyone exactly who he is, and then he can do what he does.
Marvel is drumming up excitement for Avengers Doomsday with a new podcast, Countdown to Avengers. Doomsday official podcast is hosted by Ms. Marvel star Aman Vellani and Frank Alvarez of The Basement Yard. The first episode is available now. Disney is the parent company of Marvel Studios and ABC News.
Hi, we brought some gifts for the...
We have our first trailer for Fjord. The festival darling stars Sebastian Stan as a father of 5 whose extreme religious beliefs become a point of contention with his new neighbors. Fjord hits theaters on October 9th. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
It's 7:21. Well, you won't see many starters in the Seahawks preseason finale today. Head coach Mike McDonald says you will see plenty of third-string quarterback Jalen Milroe, though.
Jalen's going to play the whole game. Drew will be ready to go, but Jalen's going to play the whole game.
Milroe was the Hawks' third-round draft pick last year, sitting behind starting quarterback Sam Darnold and backup Drew Lock. Seahawks are set to face the Chiefs in Kansas City. Today's kickoff is at 5 o'clock pregame. We'll get you ready for the game starting at 3 here on KIRO Newsradio. And in case you missed it yesterday, he's known as Big Cat on the Hawks. Leonard Williams just got a big payday.
Big Cat says you're not going anywhere and drags him down back near the 26-yard line.
Now Williams isn't going anywhere, as he and the Hawks agreed on a multi-year extension.
What's up, 12s? It's Big Cat. I'm here to stay. Go 12s, baby. Let's go.
That makes us very happy, Big Cat. Multiple sources say it's a 3-year deal worth up to $90 million that would make Williams among the highest paid interior defensive linemen. It's now 7:22.
From ABC News, Tech Trends. A new look at one of the most anticipated video games ever is out.
Wait, did you steal my friend's car?
Yeah. Available now, nearly half-hour-long trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, full of chase scenes, robbery missions, and, of course, lots of shooting. After years of development, GTA 6 is due out November 19th, starting price $80. But amid all the buzz, beware of scammers. With the extended look available now, the website Malwarebytes says cyber thieves have set up fake sites promising demo versions of the game. They are fake, and instead you're downloading malware that can steal your information. And swimming giant Speedo is getting ready to offer its first wearable device. Called the Speedo IQ, it's a module that fits into the company's Vanquisher swim goggles. After getting out of the pool, swimmers will be able to sync it to an app that details things like their pace, distance, and breathing. With Tech Trends, I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Remember when video games were like $20?
Yeah.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
All right, 7:23 now. Let's check traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the 3, Sully.
Yeah, well, we're getting better, but it's going to take a while. Anytime you knock out one of your major freeways for more than an hour and a half, like we did this morning, we're in recovery mode, even on Friday lights. So what we had was this crash northbound 405 up near 30th in Renton, just north of 30th. For a while, blocked most of the freeway, then for about an hour, just the right lane. We have a backup that extends ends all the way down to 405. We're just under 50 minutes to go from Renton to Bellevue, which on a Friday is a 30-plus minute delay. But we're getting better. The backup is getting better from north to south, so you'll get there. What this has done, the ripple effect of this, has created a very slow drive up 167 from well before 180th on up. We're getting closer to 30 minutes to make that drive from Auburn to Renton. So if you factor that in, you've got basically a 45-minute delay going from Auburn to Bellevue. The other thing that has happened, and I think a lot of people have decided to go over to I-5 and take I-90 to get around this. Well, now we're to the point where that window is probably closing because we're over 30 minutes now from South Center into downtown. So on a Friday, that's about 10 or 15 minutes slower than it should be. And if you take 90 across to get to Bellevue, we have a significant backup on that ramp. And if you drive that, you know what that ramp can do from eastbound 90 to northbound 405. And so that looks like a typical commuting day there. So you're going to lose 10 minutes there. So we're getting to the point where we've kind of, what do we call it, equilibrium? So whether staying on 405 or trying to chase your time going the other direction is probably a 50-50 proposition right now. I might just stay on 405. So unfortunately, the window is closed. Coming from the north end, we are looking at about 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma looks good. 18 over Tiger Mountain is fine. 16 looks fine. So all in all, heavier coming up from the south end and normal from the north. This report brought to you by South Sound Magazine. From inspired homes to unforgettable dining, local culture, South Sound Magazine brings the best of the South Sound to life. Subscribe at southsoundmag.com.
And our forecast, not a bad day. Clouds this morning, some sunshine later, 74 today. Overnight low 55 tomorrow. It looks like you're going to wake up to some real rain, tapering off to showers in the afternoon. We might even see a few sunbreaks late. 69 tomorrow, Sunday, sprinkles in the north end, but all the rest of us will be dry. We'll see clouds in the morning, partly sunny in the afternoon on Sunday, and 71. Right now it's cloudy and 61 in Seattle. And coming up, more of the day's top local stories. Sound Transit Board has approved a pilot program to install gates at several light rail stations. We'll get details from Tim Hull. Also, a popular golf company is facing some serious backlash over a recent ad. We'll get that from ABC's Brad Mielke here on Seattle's Morning News.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boyteen from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Word here for Closets by Design came in so handy after they installed the wall bed and home office in our spare bedroom, because we finally had company over the weekend, and we were able to convert the office into the spare bedroom. Easy peasy. Closets by Design comes out. They look at the space you have. They work with you to design a functional space, finally, with less clutter. So when company isn't here, like yesterday, the wall bed is up and there's plenty of room in that spare bedroom to move around. They are based in Kent. Everything is custom built and it's custom designed for your home. Nothing is pre-made. Right now, for a limited time, you can get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN and get your project started today.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes, and if you're pulled over for a DUI, you can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately. We're available to you at DUIHeroes.com and 1-800-DUI-HERO 24 hours a day. If the officer doesn't get you in touch with us right away, you're still preserving the right and asking him to contact us as soon as he possibly can. The sooner you call a lawyer, the better your chances are. Look us up at DUIHeroes.com for a free case evaluation or call us at 1-800-DUI-HERO.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialists.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damage, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Did you see what Olympia is calling their latest new tax?
The millionaire's tax? Yep.
You know, it's really an income tax.
So what's the difference?
A millionaire's tax doesn't sound like it applies to you, but it does. Olympia created the income tax and refused to limit it. They left the door open to tax everyone, including you.
So what do we do?
Vote yes on Initiative 645. It repeals the income tax completely, so Olympia can't expand it and get into your paycheck.
Wait, we're repealing an income tax?
Yes, we're repealing an income tax.
And we vote yes to repeal it?
Yes. Vote yes to repeal the income tax.
Okay. Vote yes to repeal the income tax.
Well, see, they picked that name on purpose. Tell your friends vote yes on Initiative 645. Let's repeal the income tax. Visit voteyes645.com for more information. Paid for by Vote Yes, Repeal the Income Tax. Top 5 contributors, BIAW Member Services Corp., Peter and Liz Moorkill, Catalan Solutions, Inc., Steve Gordon.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment. Often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
This summer, I'm driving the 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. It is gorgeous. It's my first hybrid, and I'm loving the savings at the pump. And right now, during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, Carter Subaru has more than 800 vehicles in stock, including the 2026 Subaru Forester, starting at just 1.9% APR. Visit Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
The Mariners Kids Club, presented by BECU, is 100% free and a great way to get your kids excited for a lifetime of Mariners baseball. Sign up online at mariners.com/kids club, and your kids will receive exclusive giveaways, access to member events, and more.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning, it's 7:31. The nation's #1 priority wildfire is burning in Chelan County. The Little Giant Fire has grown to more than 158,000 acres now. It's at 25% containment. Fire Information Officer Teenie Hood says crews have been facing challenging winds.
They have looked at the conditions and have prioritized the locations that they're focusing on based on the values at risk.
High priority fires are ranked based on available firefighting resources and those values at risk. Things like homes, businesses, the power grid, the water supply. The Little Giant Fire has destroyed 26 structures since lightning sparked it in mid-July. Well, the free ride may be coming to an end on Sound Transit, and KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull is here to explain.
Amanda, Sound Transit's board this week approved a pilot program to put fare gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. That list includes some of the system's busiest stops from North Gate through downtown Seattle, along with the airport and stations in Linwood, Bellevue, Redmond, and Federal Way. The agency says the change could bring in anywhere from $33 million to almost $83 million more in the net fare revenue each year. Yes, you heard those numbers correctly. Board member Claudia Balducci told KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan earlier this year that turnstiles may be the answer at some stations.
There may be some locations where turnstiles are the answer. There's just too much fare jumping, and we want to block it off. But I don't think we need to do it at every single one of these stations. And what I want to do is be data-based about it.
Sound Transit says only about 63% of Link riders are actually tapping or using a ticket. Balducci says getting more people to pay is about more than just collecting money.
It is a huge part of our funding, and there is definitely something to the fares are the way we all contribute to the system that we all benefit from, and it makes people care more for that system because they're contributing to it. So there's lots of reasons why fares are important.
Don't expect the new setup anytime soon. Sound Transit targeting installation for 2029 or 2030.
Thanks, Tim. There is some good news if you bike or walk the Burt Gilman Trail near the University of Washington. The UW is spending $12.3 million to fix up about a mile of the trail between Rainier Vista and Northeast 47th in the Bryant neighborhood. That's a section of the trail users have griped about for a long time. Puget Sound Business Journal reports the plan includes wider paths, new paving, better lighting, and improved drainage. Accessibility upgrades are part of the project, too. Time for a check on traffic. Now we do that every 10 minutes for you, and here's Chris Sullivan.
And you no longer need to bail from 405 to go over to I-5. Right now, that window has closed, and it's not necessary. You're actually going to probably waste more time trying to go around the earlier crash than you would, because right now that we have cleared what started all this, it was a pretty significant crash on northbound 405 right at the 30th getting out of Renton. It has cleared. We're back down to just a little bit of braking. Down to 35 minutes total from Renton to Bellevue, which is only a 10-minute delay. You look at what it is from South Center into Seattle, that's also running right around 35 minutes with a lot of people who diverted. Then you have the slowing to get back over to 405 on I-90 eastbound. So stick with 405. No need to bail anymore. We still have heavy slowing on northbound 167 approaching 405, but a 25-minute trip from Auburn to Renton should be getting better soon. And most of the South Sound Drive is in very good shape. The lake bridges are as well. We're up to about 50 minutes now from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, with 30 of those minutes from Linwood. So, faster than most days, but certainly not Friday light for you. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio App. Listen to your favorite shows. Get the latest news and updates sent right to your phone.
Our forecast, we're starting the day cloudy, but we should be partly cloudy by afternoon. Mid-70s for today. Overnight low in the mid-50s. Tomorrow it looks like you'll wake up to rain in the morning. Otherwise, tapering off to showers. Maybe even some sunbreaks late in the day. 69 the high. Sunday, some sprinkles only in the north end. For the rest of us, cloudy early on with partial clearing in the afternoon and a high of 71. Right now, still cloudy and 61 in Seattle.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
It's now 7:36. A popular golf brand is facing widespread backlash this week after a disturbing ad campaign. We learn more from ABC's Brad Milkey.
If you've ever golfed before, you know the feeling of a bad shot putting you into the tall grass and then just trying to hack your way out. Again and again and again. It just keeps getting worse. Well, that must be what it feels like for what was one of golf's most promising companies. So last week, Good put out this ad. Good is this up-and-coming brand. It was created by a bunch of YouTubers barely 6 years ago. Now, not only do they have a monster online following, but they have a huge apparel business. Pro golfers started doing endorsement deals with them. Other established golf brands like Callaway partnered with them. They're now even sponsoring entire PGA Tour events. Well, this Good ad featured Callaway products in what was seemed to be envisioned as a send-up on psychological horror movies. Like the Callaway Golf Club is just so good, it makes everyone at the tee box crazy. But in the opening sequence of this commercial, a woman reaches out to touch this guy's driver, and he shoves her to the ground, hard.
Do not touch my new driver.
Which immediately prompted golf fans, particularly women golf fans, to say, what is that? This isn't funny or elevated. It's not even stylized. It just looks like an angry man getting possessive, then violent toward a woman. After sharp internet backlash, Good's co-founder Garrett Clark put out a statement on social media.
I personally want to apologize for playing the role in this skit, in this ad, at the magnitude that I did.
He described cringing when watching back the ad himself, saying concerns about making light of violence against women were justified, and he said he hoped everyone could move on. That has not happened. Several retailers, including Dick's Sporting Goods, have stopped carrying Good products in recent days. Yesterday, the PGA announced the brand will no longer be sponsoring that tournament. Even Callaway says they're parting ways, and get this, Callaway representatives saw this ad and approved it before it went out. They now say their review process has to be strengthened, which makes you wonder, how many people do see an offensive ad before it reaches the masses? Clearly the answer over at Target is not enough. This week, Target customers noticed a weird Halloween costume posted on the store's website. It was described as a clown costume, but here was this black kid modeling it in a bright orange striped outfit with a tiny hat and a mask that imposes a giant toothy grin over his face, huge red lips, a wide, goofy pose that looked straight out of a textbook about blackface minstrel shows. People started posting it alongside photos of old demeaning portrayals throughout history. Target says it's deeply sorry and again says it's reviewing how this could have gotten approved. And in each case, you could make the case there would have been no issue here had the character been played by someone else. Like, would anyone care if it was a man shoving his guy friend to the ground? What if it was a white kid in the outfit? But that's just it. The blind spots are the problem. If you don't know how a woman will see this imagery or a person of color, that speaks volumes by itself. That's not to say advertising can't be creative. Just last month, the New Bedford Whaling Museum of Massachusetts repurposed a 1-star review from a disappointed guest. Worst aquarium ever, it read, which makes sense given that this is a historical museum with no animals. Worst aquarium ever became their summer marketing slogan, and visits, they say, went up 250%.
That's ABC's Brad Milkey. 7:39, Sully, what's up in traffic?
Well, we're still talking about the drive getting up through Renton and 4 on I-5 up through Seattle, so we'll break it down next.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life is full of tough choices, but switching and potentially saving hundreds when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive isn't one of them. Not like choosing a vacuum, which, sounds simple enough until 3 weeks later when you're joining vacuum forums and pouring through countless articles. Pretty soon you're making full-on spreadsheets, sifting through thousands of online reviews and saying things like cordless runtime in your everyday conversations. At least bundling home and auto with Progressive is an easy choice. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All right, I'm talking with my buddy, Big Phil at Sunset Auto Family. Phil, the cool thing about you and the cool thing about the Sunset Auto Family is you guys are a local company. You're a local guy. And if people have questions about a car that they might be interested in or they want to swing on by and try to say hi, you're pretty accessible. Isn't that right?
I'm real accessible. You can come to any of the showrooms. Usually I'm at one of the stores almost every day. Also, I have Big Phil at sunsetautofamily.com. Drop me a line. That's your email? That's my email. Drop me a line. I'll be happy to help you with any question you got.
The thing is, it's such an intimidating process because every time somebody gets close to buying a vehicle, you just kind of get the nerves and your hackles get going up and you start thinking like, all right, how are they trying to get one past me? You guys have taken all of that and just made it go away. Now you're giving out your personal email, Big Phil at sunsetautofamily.com.
That's it.
Go see our friends at Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner and Sunset Kia in Auburn. You just get more at Sunset.
And people do like that.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally.
That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's 7:43 now. Time for a check on traffic once again. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes for you. Chris Sullivan, what's the latest?
Well, we're still in recovery mode from that earlier crash on northbound 405 and the race for folks to try to get around it. So we've kind of settled into a pretty ugly Friday day on the roads. Renton to Bellevue still about 35 minutes, which on most days is not terrible, but on a Friday you expect a 20-minute trip. And that's what we would have gotten if we didn't have a big crash that cleared a little bit ago right near 30th. So we still have heavy braking through those S-curves, but a 35-minute trip from Renton to Bellevue is really not terrible from what we had earlier. And the spillover onto the Valley Freeway is just right there from about 180th on in. It's still about 22 minutes to go from Auburn, but under 45 all the way from Puyallup. Now, what happened is a lot of people went over to I-5. I was telling people to go to I-5, and I'm assuming whoever listened was heading over there too, but now it's not worth it anymore because now that filled in past the West Seattle Bridge, plus you have the slowing across I-90 at 405 to deal with too. So it's about a 50-50 opportunity, and I would say just stay with 405 if that's your primary route. Right now it's 30 minutes from South Center into downtown and 50 all the way from Federal Way. We have about 50 minutes as well from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. The brake lights are the heaviest there on 405 through Canyon Park, and for I-5 just approaching Northgate down to about 522. Lake bridges overall are not bad. Olympia to Tacoma looks good. 16 is fine. 18 is also okay. There is some eastbound slowing down the eastern slope down to I-90, but nothing you can't handle. This report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash.
Our forecast, not bad. It's Friday for one, and it's going to be dry for all of us. Look for clouds this morning, partly sunny by afternoon, 74. Overnight lows in the mid-50s. Tomorrow is when we really do expect to see some rain in the morning, tapering off to showers by afternoon and 69. And then on Sunday, sprinkles only in the north end. Otherwise, clouds in the morning, some sunshine in the afternoon at 71. Right now, it's 61 and cloudy in Seattle. And coming up, final preseason game for the Seahawks tonight. G. Scott has some thoughts. He'll join us next on Seattle's Morning News.
Bonneville, Seattle, and KIRO Newsradio are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 East Lake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com. or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
Have you been putting off remodeling your kitchen because of the stress, mess, and cost? Stop waiting. Heritage Homecraft makes it so easy and affordable to update your kitchen. Hi, Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. We're teaming up with KIRO Newsradio to give you a chance to win the Fall Kitchen Facelift. It's your chance to win $5,000 towards your kitchen refacing project, plus a $500 Visa gift card for new kitchen gadgets. For full contest rules and to enter, visit mynorthwest.com/win.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply, and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
It's 7:48. Joining us now for the G and Ursula Show, 9 to noon every weekday on KIRO News Radio, and host of the Reset podcast, available at mynorthwest.com. It's the one, the only G. Scott.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, happy Friday. We made it.
Happy Friday. We made it. Looking forward to the weekend, but looking forward to preseason game number 3, the final preseason game.
There are usually 4, aren't there?
It used to be 4.
Yeah,
now there's
4.
only 3.
Okay.
Seahawks playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're out there in Kansas City. And Jalen Milroe, right, who was the third-string quarterback. He is the man the entire game, supposedly.
That's good. He needs more time on the field, right?
Mike McDonald is basically saying, hey, Jalen Milroe, get out there and show everybody something. I was just thinking, because I know Jalen Milroe listens to Seattle's Morning News every morning, and just in case he's listening right now, here's what I would tell him. First, quit trying to be the quarterback that people that have never played to position are trying to tell you to be. Okay?
Oh, that makes sense.
Meaning, you know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody telling you, hey, Manda, you should talk like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Get out there, and the most important thing that you can do for your offense is move the chains. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just move the chains, right? So before you're a pocket quarterback, before you need to make the great throw, move the chains. Get a first down, right? Get the defense tired. Once you're able to use your greatest strength, which are your legs, you're faster than lightning. When you do that, then things will open up in the pass game. So if I had to tell Jalen Milroe, and I think he can do just that. He cannot do what he did last game, and one of the worst things that you can do as a quarterback is on 4th down and get sacked with the football in your hand. You could throw an interception, you could throw a crazy incomplete, but you can't get sacked.
All right, Jalen, if you're listening, my advice for you is be you, which is what my Jimothy t-shirt says. Be you.
Oh, my gosh. You really have a Jimothy t-shirt on.
Yes.
Manda, okay, hold on. Tell us what went through your thought process when you decided to go buy a Jimothy shirt.
I didn't buy it. It's actually quite sweet. My daughter called me and said, come upstairs when I get home. She was out with a friend, and I said, okay. And so I went upstairs, and she said, I know I'm not supposed to spend money without asking you, but I wanted you to have this. So she bought it for me.
I just want to say, Manda, and you and your daughter, your relationship it's
pretty special.
It's pretty cool.
Anyway,
so
football.
So back to football. So yeah, this is what happens. And then, as you all know, after this game, it's not like normal where the Seahawks would play week 1 on that Sunday. They're playing on Wednesday night.
Yes,
so
I know.
The Seahawks will probably come back tonight after the game, probably have a day off maybe, or maybe come in there and watch some film, have a day off maybe Sunday or Monday or whatever the case may be, and they're back at it. Right? They don't really get the long break because, again, they play on Wednesday night. So preseason's going to happen. There's going to be the final cut down from the 90-person roster right now down to 53. That's going to happen over the next, after this game, probably after Sunday. We'll see who's going to be on the final roster. And so, yeah, there we have it. Seahawks preparing for the season, and here we are. It's time to go. If you're ready for football season, it's here.
I'm ready. What else are you watching for in the preseason game tonight, other than how Jalen does the full game?
I just want everybody to be healthy.
Right?
Right. I mean, I think everybody's going into that and to be healthy, and more importantly, these players out here. I'm looking forward to Montorie Foster Jr. Right.
No kidding.
Right. He has been the highlight of that class that's been in there, and watching him.
You had mentioned his family.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I just watched the latest episode of Hard Knocks. They are adorable.
I told you.
So
no,
adorable.
I didn't know they were that adorable. I didn't know them. But the one thing that I loved about them, like I remind you, if you guys didn't hear the story, was before the first preseason game when Ticketmaster tailgate, as you guys know, 3 hours before the game, at Washington Mutual Theater right there, I host a pregame party. And as soon as the doors open, I mean, we haven't even, the music hasn't started playing, and Montori Foster Jr.'s family's right there playing cornhole. And I was like, oh.
His dad's a hoot, or at least he was on the show.
If I would have known, I would have. So I talked to him for a little bit, but the next time I wonder if he's going to show up. Well, if he makes the team, we'll get to see him.
He will, won't he?
Yeah. You guys got any big plans this Friday? I mean, this weekend?
That's today,
That's today,
right?
yes.
You confused me there for a minute.
Sorry.
I plan to sleep a little bit. Without Charlie here, it's been a lot of work, you know?
Yeah. I was texting with Charlie yesterday.
Why does he always text work when he's on vacation?
Yeah, I was texting with him, and he said something, and I said, you know what, Charlie, you're right. And you know what he said? Yeah, I just screenshot that.
He's never going to let you forget that.
No. Gee, on this day, you said I was right.
There you go.
All right, Amanda, what do you got to do?
I have to excuse you because it's almost traffic time.
All right. See ya.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Go Hawks. All right. Traffic every 10 minutes. Take it away, Sully.
And we've kind of settled in now coming up from the south end. It's not too bad now. I mean, after that long-term crash we had in Renton, it's a good thing it was a Friday because we had lighter volumes across the board. We're back to about a 35-minute trip from Renton into Bellevue. Still really heavy through the S-curves, but the further north you go by SR 900, it's not going to be bad. And then the spillover onto the Valley Freeway is minimal at best. You're going to have about 22 minutes to make the drive out of Auburn, and we're under 45 all the way from Puyallup. A little slowing on the South Hill, but nothing you can't handle. Looking at northbound I-5, a lot of people went that way to kind of avoid the 405 corridor, and now I think a lot of that has moved through, and now we just are kind of left with a normal drive of about 30 minutes out of South Center into downtown, and about 45 to 50 all the way, probably closer to 45. About 45 as well from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, with 30 of those minutes from the Linwood area. Really not terrible there today. The lake bridges are fine. 18 over Tiger Mountain's a little slow, but nothing you can't handle. 16 looks pretty decent. There is some slowing on westbound 18 approaching I-5 for those of you going to southbound 5, and just kind of the daily stuff we see there. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast for your Friday, it's going to be a dry day. Cloudy this morning, partly cloudy for the afternoon. 74 the high today. Overnight lows in the 50s. Tomorrow look for some rain in the morning hours, tapering off to showers in the afternoon, 69. And then Sunday should be a dry day for most of us. Might see some sprinkles in the north end. Otherwise, clouds in the morning and some sunshine in the afternoon, and 71. Coming up in the next hour, KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has an update on the Little Giant fire, and the Mariners entering the final stretch of the season, still within reach of the division title. The Rick Riz Show coming up at 8:15. This is Seattle's Morning News.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
It's the Great Summer Sellathon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sellathon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves. erased in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, I'm talking with my buddy, Big Phil from the Sunset Auto family. Phil, I want to talk about something that is fantastic that you guys offer, the 48-hour used vehicle exchange. So I recently picked out a car at Sunset. It was this beautiful SUV, and I got to be honest, the reason that I brought it back, it was too fancy. What I wanted was a truck that I could carry a bunch of junk in the back that still got good gas mileage, and you guys hooked me up with a hybrid. And I mean, this 48-hour used vehicle exchange is a perfect thing. So if anybody's looking around, this is what they should do. They should come see you guys at Sunset. Isn't that right?
That's right. We take all the fear out of it. You can take it home if you don't like it for any reason, like yours was technology. Some people it might have been too big. It might not have fit in their parking space. It doesn't matter. They don't like the color after 48 hours. We don't care. Bring it back. We'll find you something you do love.
So go see Big Phil and the Sunset Auto family team. Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Tiny Overhead Sumner and Sunset Kia in Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Jurors in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial are beginning their first full day of deliberations. 9 women and 3 men deciding whether the Massachusetts mom intentionally murdered her 3 children in 2023. Defense attorneys say she was suffering from postpartum psychosis at the time. ABC's Deborah Roberts is at the courthouse.
The judge in this case praised those jurors who have sat through 21 days of intense and often disturbing testimony, saying he's never seen one more focused on the facts. Well, now, of course, we'll see how long it takes them to sort them all out.
In Washington,
if I can show,
thousands taking part in a rally at the Lincoln Memorial today, protesting voting rights they say have been stripped under President Trump. More than 300 people pulled from a hydraulic plant tunnel in Nepal. They were rescued after the mudslide that killed at least 500. The Congressional Space Medal of Honor being given to the crew of the Artemis II mission in Houston shortly. This is ABC News. More than 100 tech companies, many of them at the heart of artificial intelligence projects, have signed an open letter warning about the threat of artificial intelligence.
The letter warns we have a limited window to strengthen cyber defenses and says the services that communities depend on, from hospitals to water treatment plants, are at risk. The companies are calling for a global-wide effort to strengthen cybersecurity, urging governments to protect the most vulnerable targets. The threat is already here. Hackers have targeted water utilities in at least 7 states, and in some recent attacks, the hacking tools were written by AI.
ABC's Sophie Flay. The signatories of that letter include the heads of Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. Microsoft founder Bill Gates sounding an alarm of his own, meantime, warning that AI could empower criminals to create bombs, bioweapons, and other computer viruses. He also thinks AI will cause massive unemployment, with white-collar jobs being the first to go. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's 8:02, and here's what's happening. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the top priority wildfire in the country. Tim Hull will have the latest coming up. Seattle Public Schools has a budget for the new school year, but there's no guarantee classes start on time. The school board approved a $1.34 billion spending plan with $50 million in cuts. Teachers, though, have authorized a strike. Seattle police will stop offering hiring bonuses September 1st. The incentives had run as high as $50,000 for experienced officers. Seahawks preseason finale today in Kansas City at 5. Mariners in Toronto, first pitch 4:15. It's 8:03, time for a check on Friday traffic, and for that, here's Chris Sullivan.
I think we definitely could kind of put a bow on our earlier crash on 405. Things have kind of recovered. The travel times are kind of coming back to normal. So all in all, anybody who diverted to I-5, you got a little extra trip there. You had a little extra customers there. But if you're just joining us now and you're wondering, what are we talking about? We had a long-term crash on northbound 405 right around 30th coming up the hill out of Renton. Really did a number on the drive. For a while, we were getting close to an hour to make it from Renton to Bellevue. Right now, it's about 32, 35 minutes, more than manageable. I mean, heavy through the S-curves, but way better than where it was. Spillover onto 167, way better than where it was. About 22 minutes to get you up there from Auburn and just under 45 all the way. A lot of people went over to I-5, and so if you're a normal Friday commuter up I-5 and wondering, hey, what is everybody doing here? This is my route. Some people were using that to get away from it. Right now, only 30 minutes from South Center and 45 to 48 all the way from Federal Way is not bad. Out of the north end, kind of the typical stuff, 45 to 50, Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. And we have added one new thing in the last little bit. Southbound 405, right around Coal Creek Parkway, HOV lane is blocked for a disabled vehicle. So that's why we're so slow from I-90 down to the scene. This report brought to you by the Mariners. Don't miss out on the fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile. Next up, the Sing-Along Show, September 4th. Get your tickets, mariners.com/fireworks.
Morning. It's 8:04. It is Seattle's morning news for Friday, August 28th, headed into the last weekend of the month. Glad to have you with us. Charlie Harger is still on vacation. He'll be back on Monday. I'm Manda Factor. The Little Giant fire is now a big priority. KIRO Newsradio's Tim Hull is live with the latest.
Yeah, the nearly 156,000-acre fire in north central Washington, now the top priority wildfire in the country. Little Giant Fire Information Officer Teeny Hood says that can make a difference when crews ask for more resources.
Having the number one priority fire doesn't mean we're taking resources away from other fires that have been determined to have lower priority, but it does mean that when we place a request for an additional piece of equipment or a resource, that request sort of makes it to the front of the line and gets prioritized.
And crews had their hands full on Thursday as new spot fires jumped a ridge near Stormy Mountain on Lake Chelan's west side.
We did have to change some evacuation levels. I'm sure you guys are starting to hear about that. Just know that we do not expect this fire to come off the hill tonight and run into the lake or anything like that. And we're going to try to park it right where it's at.
That's Fire Operations Chief Don Frigoli speaking at a community meeting last night in NCAT. More than 6,000 structures are considered threatened, with nearly 2,400 homes in the fire area. There is some encouraging news this morning, however. Containment has climbed to 25%, and firefighters could soon get some help from Mother Nature. This is incident meteorologist Nick Nosler.
We got past kind of the critical period. We've moderated here. And even some better news, it looks like next week there's a bigger storm moving in, and it's going to provide a better chance of some rain showers and perhaps even some wetting rain on more of the fires.
That's definitely some good news there for the lightning-caused fire, which started back on July 15th in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, about 30 miles northwest of Leavenworth.
Thanks for the update, Tim. Meanwhile, wildfire smoke is devastating Lake Chelan's summer tourism season. Chelan Chamber of Commerce board member Stacy Willoughby tells the G and Ursula show most businesses are down 40 to 60% from last year.
It's difficult because the fire isn't that close. And like the last 2 days, we've had blue skies. But the businesses are definitely struggling.
Businesses in the resort town were already hurting from a slow spring driven by inflation and tariffs. Some may not make enough money this summer to survive the winter. Sound Transit plans to bring fare gates to Link Light Rail.
The Sound Transit Board has approved a pilot program to install gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. The agency says its proof of payment model no longer fits a network that's grown to more than 60 miles and 50 stations. Fare gates could boost net revenue by as much as $82.7 million a year. Installation of these gates will start in 2029 or 2030. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The recall petition against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has been dismissed at the request of the people who filed it. James Lynch was in court for the hearing.
Melinda Jacobson and Dale Osterud filed the petition with King County Elections and then walked into this status hearing at the King County Courthouse and asked that it be dismissed. They say they have struggled to find an attorney to represent them and only retained counsel Wednesday night, so they need more time. After the hearing, Jacobson said it is not over and she'll announce next steps soon.
It won't be weeks, it won't be years, it'll be sooner rather than later. I'm not deterred.
An attorney representing the mayor called the charges frivolous and hinted at possible sanctions and attorney's fees if the case is refiled. At the King County Courthouse, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police will stop offering hiring bonuses starting September 1st, citing budget constraints. The incentives ran as high as $50,000 for experienced lateral hires. The department says it will keep recruiting top candidates while being fiscally responsible. And Seattle Public Schools has a budget for the new school year. There's still uncertainty over whether classes will start on time. The school board has unanimously approved a $1.34 billion budget, including about $50 million in cuts as the district works to close an $87 million deficit. Meanwhile, teachers have authorized a strike with wages among the key issues in those contract talks.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, we made it to Friday. It's August 28th, headed into the last weekend of the month. Charlie Harger had the week off. He'll be back on Monday. I'm Manda Factor. Sully is checking traffic on the threes every 10 minutes. Rough start to the morning, but things are getting better now.
Yeah. Yeah, especially now that we got this sweet tune rolling by Nick right now.
Now that you're grooving.
When it began, Nick, I wasn't quite sure because I was hoping in the back of my mind maybe it might be one of the theme songs from the movie Warriors. You know, when they're running in the background, that's more has kind of the same kind of electrical vibe, but kind of dark.
The groovy band Heatwave from the late 70s.
This is a great tune, though.
I have no idea what Warriors is.
Oh, one of the all-time greatest movies of one of the all-time greatest movies ever.
David, have you seen Warriors?
Oh my gosh! All about a band, all about a gang from Coney Island. They go to a big gang summit in New York.
Yeah.
Somebody accuses them of killing the guy who put on the whole show,
goodness.
and they have to fight their way from the middle of Manhattan through all the gangs all the way back to Coney Island.
Oh my goodness!
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, these guys on the cover look pretty cool. I'll be honest.
And they launched the careers of a bunch of great actors in this. It's a really good movie.
I'll check it out. Producer David Burbank in the studio with us. That's Nick Krasha picking the awesome music and running the board. And Tim Hole in for Luke Ducey. Coming up this hour, it's the Rick Riz Show. Mariners in Toronto this weekend taking on the Blue Jays. Can they make up some ground in the division race? We'll ask Rick. Plus, our Paul Holden will stop by with his weekend planner. It's 8:10. A paddleboarder is in critical condition after being pulled from Lake Washington. He's about 60 years old. Seattle Fire spokesman David Cuerpo says another paddleboarder found him submerged yesterday near Lake Washington Boulevard and South Alaska Street.
And then they attached the person to their own paddleboard and brought them back to shore.
Cuerpo says the man was not wearing a life vest. He was rushed to Harborview. A federal investigation into the deadly Nippon Dynawave tank rupture in Longview is raising new questions. The Chemical Safety Board says inspectors warned the company in July of last year that the tank was not fit for continued service and faced a high likelihood of failure. Investigators say recommended repairs and inspections were never completed before that tank burst in May, killing 11 workers. The workers' union calls the findings deeply troubling and says families deserve a complete accounting of how those warnings were handled. There's new information on the SWAT standoff that turned into a deadly explosion in Sumner this week.
This happened in Sumner right in front of multiple police officers. Police tracked that suspect to his family's home after investigators say he attacked his ex-girlfriend at her apartment in Puyallup. They say officers spotted his truck, surrounded the property. A 90-minute standoff ended when that explosive went off, killing him.
We don't really know what kind of device it is yet. We believe that it was probably some sort of homemade or something in that nature, and we believe that it was somehow affixed to him. I don't know if he could have removed it or not.
No one else was hurt in this.
KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas. Panda Fest, a celebration of Asian food and culture, returns to Seattle Center this weekend. Organizers have boosted security after July's deadly shooting at the Bite of Seattle. Festival founder Boo Boo Shu tells KIRO 7 TV you can expect bad checks and metal detection screening at every entrance to that 3-day event.
Clients come to our events, they definitely want us to create a safe environment for them to enjoy the food and music.
Panda Fest runs now through Sunday. And not the fastest dog on the track, but perhaps the most determined.
And then on the outside, Mary Poopins driving to the wire.
The dachshund, who uses a wheelchair, took part in last weekend's annual Wiener Dog race at Emerald Downs in Auburn. Didn't take home the trophy, but she had plenty of fans cheering her on as she made her way down the track. Proof that when it comes to racing, it's not always about being first. It's about having fun. It's 8:12. That's time for a check on the weather now. And for that, here's KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard.
Talking about a lot of cloud cover to start the day, and then I expect you'll see some increasing sun, although not as much north of Everett. You'll see maybe a little drizzle early, but it's going to be a dry day until late. Highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s, and then expect to find some rain developing tonight around Everett north that will push into Seattle overnight. There could be a little rumble of thunder. The rest of us don't see much rain from this because it's mainly a convergence zone, but eventually you'll see some spotty showers tomorrow morning that'll decrease as the day goes on. Highs will be cool tomorrow in the upper 60s, call it partly cloudy to mostly cloudy. And then on Sunday, mostly cloudy. You might see a few showers closer to the border and the north coast, but everybody else is dry, just not seeing much sun at around 70. Little sunshine Monday, but then Tuesday increasing clouds leads to cool and wet weather Wednesday and potentially the rest of the week, and only in the mid-60s.
It is cloudy and 62 right now in Seattle. And it's 8:13. That's time for traffic around here. Here's Chris Sullivan.
I do believe Mary Poopins teaches us all that it's really the journey.
Absolutely.
And not the destination.
You go, Mary Poopins.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay. Just not on my yard. Looking at the drive right now, we're looking at Renton to Bellevue of about 35 minutes, maybe 30. The S-curves are still active, but by the time you get up past 44th, it's going to be a pretty good drive the rest of the way. And the spillover onto the Valley Freeway is almost all but gone, and so we're back under 40 minutes from Puyallup up to Renton. Northbound I-5 looks really good from Federal Way all the way up to about the north end of Boeing Field. That's where we still have braking. It's 30 minutes from South Center on up and 45 to 50, maybe closer to 45 to go from Federal Way on up. The lake bridges are still in good shape. The stall in the HOV lane I told you about 10 minutes ago on southbound 405 near Coal Creek Parkway appears to have taken care of itself. And coming down from the north end, we're still having an un-Friday light kind of day for your Revive I-5 folks, but 45 to 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, that's not too bad. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
We are underway.
There's only one Rick Riz.
The Grippies with back-to-back home runs. Number 258, a Major League record for Ichiro.
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show on Seattle's Morning News.
It is 8:15 on a Friday, my favorite time of the week. We are joined by the legendary Rick Riz in his final broadcasting season with the Mariners. Did I really just say that? I hate it. I don't like it, Rick.
Oh, hi, Amanda. Thanks for David, how you guys doing? Yeah, it's going to be my final season. Hopefully we go out with a bang and get you to the postseason. I think we really can. 3 games out, in the division and 4 out in the wild card. So it's right there for the taking. Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting finish.
This recent homestand was a pretty good one for the team. There were a couple of rough spots, but they won series, and that was good.
Man, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to win series. It started with an exciting, walk-off win against the Chicago Cubs by Leo Rivas in the bottom of the 10th inning. And then Randy Rosarena had the best game of his career the next day with a leadoff home run on the first pitch, and then a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. So you won 2 games against the Cubs, one of the best teams in all of baseball. Yeah, you got beaten pretty handily in Game 3, but then you bounced back. Logan Gilbert was outstanding, in Game 1 of the next series against the Philadelphia Phillies. You win 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. So overall, a great homestand, winning 4 out of 6 games. So the Mariners, they don't give up. We saw it happen many, many times throughout the history of this franchise, and they're not giving up right now.
Well, and I mean, we were talking in July about, oh gosh, the schedule in August is going to be so brutal. And here we are, end of August. They hung on. Like you said, we won the last couple series. So now that kind of sets us up. September is obviously a very important month for the team, and competition is obviously every game. You got to take it as it comes, but it's looking a lot more manageable now, right?
Oh, very manageable, David. They played 500 baseball through the month of August, which was one of the most difficult months for any team, with the teams that they played. I mean, look at what they did, on the road. They had to go to New York, Houston, and Milwaukee. And in those 9 games, they were 4-5, so they held their own. But then they come home, they win 4 out of 6, like I said, against the Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. Now you got Toronto in Toronto tonight. Then you have the Boston Red Sox. They played well after the slow start. They've been outstanding. But then in September, like you said, you got a lot of games against the Angels. The A's have been banged up, so they've been having a rough time. You got 2 huge games against the Astros, 3 huge games against the Texas Rangers, because those are the teams right in front of you. So get a ticket for those games against the Astros and against the Texas Rangers here at home. But September is a friendlier month. You still got to go out and beat those teams, in September.
Talk to us about Cal Raleigh. Does he have his swing back?
I think so. I think he's got his confidence back. He got his swing back, and he's got his timing back. Because in the first half of the season, it was a rough year, and we've talked about it throughout the course of the year. The World Baseball Classic, I think, didn't help him. I don't think it helps a lot of guys, because they get ramped up too early. He got hurt. He tried to play through it, had the strained oblique. He was out for 5 weeks, and it's tough to come back. But now with some tweaks, in his stance and whatever he's doing, but he had that one game where he had 3 home runs, then he had another home run, and the next game he had home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats. But even Manda and David, you saw it coming over the last few weeks, because the outs were hit hard. He was taking his walks for about a 7 or 8, 9 game stretch. He had 333 with 5 home runs and drove in about 10. So I think the big dumper is back, and man, the Mariners need him at the right time.
Rick, we mentioned it a little bit, and I don't want to linger on this too much, but in a lot, every loss counts the same in the win and loss column, but yeah, it has been kind of odd. You watch this team the last 5 years, and because of how stellar this pitching staff is, you just don't see them get blown out in losses. And to see a 22-run loss and 19-2, do you have any sense of what happened here? Are these just flukes? I know as a fan, seeing them in kind of quick succession like that got to my heart a little bit.
Yeah, what happens, what we've seen in those 3 losses, 10-5, 22-0, 19-2. They were really bad losses, and then they got really ugly because you put in a position player. So then it really looks ugly. It really looks bad. When you have to put in a Leo Rivas or a Weston Wilson or Johnny Pareda, and then the game just gets out of hand. But you have to save the bullpen. You have to manage for the next day. So unfortunately, you have to come in with a position player. When the score is 9-0, then it gets out of hand. All of a sudden, it's 22-0. But the thing about those 3 losses, the key, David and Manda, was Logan Gilbert. After all those 3 losses, 10-5, and I'm trying to remember, 22-0 and 19-2, Logan Gilbert started the very next day after all those 3 losses. This is why he's the ace of the staff right now. This is why he's one of the best pitchers in the game. In those 3 losses, in front of Logan Gilbert, the opposition scored 51 runs. In the next 3 games that Logan Gilbert started off to those 3 bad losses, he gave up 7 runs. He won 1-0, and then he won the other 2 games, I think 4-2, and then 9-2. So he's the stopper. But yeah, those losses were really tough. But as you mentioned, fortunately, they counted only as 1 loss to that 2. The Mariners were able to bounce right back the next day to win a ball game. So that was huge for the team because of Logan Gilbert.
What did you make of Cade Anderson's major league debut, Rick?
Oh, man, I loved what he did. The first 5 innings, he was outstanding. He mixed all of his pitches, a lot of confidence. He throws 94, 95 miles an hour. He's between 92 and 95, but he's right around the corners. He's right around the edges. He has a good breaking ball, good slider, about in the mid-80s, and a curveball in the low 80s. So he knows how to change speeds and pitch. He knows how to pitch. I always go back to Jamie Moyer, who threw 84 miles an hour. But Jamie, with that blazing heater, can, hit a dot on the inside corner, the outside corner, expand the strike zone. This is what this kid did in his first big league start against the Chicago Cubs. And the first guy he faced was PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, who's probably going to be the National League MVP. And then in the top of the first inning, he goes 1-2-3, and he strikes out an LSU legend because Kate Henderson went to LSU. He struck out Alex Bregman for his first major league strikeout. The big stage didn't overwhelm him, and now he's going to get a start tomorrow in Toronto, his second big league start. So I loved what he did. I love his composure. You love his stuff. You love his makeup, and no wonder he was one of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball this year.
I look forward to seeing him again in Toronto. Rick, we're out of time. Always a pleasure chatting with you on Fridays. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, Amanda, David. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. First pitch this afternoon on our sister station is at 4:15. It's now 8:23. We need to get over to Chris Sullivan for a check on traffic.
And, well, we made it through. I know I'm not calling it entirely early because we still have work to do to get to 9 o'clock. But we made it through that earlier fray, and our travel times are coming down, and the backups are looking more Friday light-ish. So that's a positive. If you slugged it through that 6 o'clock, 7:38 to 7:30, pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. But right now, Renton to Bellevue is running under a half an hour, so that's great. Behind that, we're under 40 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, and we're back closer to 40 from Federal Way to Seattle, with 22 of those minutes from South Center into downtown. Now, there are pockets of slowing. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect out there, but we're getting there. Westbound across the lake, we're doing really well. Just a little slowing on I-90 approaching the Mount Baker Tunnel. And we're actually clearing out on 405 southbound through Bothell. We're back down to about 45 minutes, maybe less, from Everett to Bellevue, which is great. And we're still about 50 from Everett to Seattle. Maybe a little under, depending on how you hit it. You're on the brakes, but they're not as bad as they could be. 16 and 18 look okay, and so we made it through the fray. So let's try to keep out of each other's way for the next little bit, and we'll
that
get
rhymed.
there. Did it? Wasn't
out
intentional.
Of the fray, keep out of each other's way.
All right, I like it. I was about to go Happy Gilmore on you there, but my brain just couldn't pull it together.
It's Friday.
This traffic report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial 97.3 HD2.
And our forecast. Cloudy this morning, some sunshine for the afternoon. We'll warm up to 74 for your Friday. Tomorrow, look for rain in the morning, tapering off to showers in the afternoon. May see a few sun breaks. 69 tomorrow. And then Sunday, sprinkles only in the north end. The rest of us will be dry with clouds early, partly sunny by afternoon on Sunday, and 71. It's 62 and cloudy in Seattle right now. And coming up, the Sound Transit Board yesterday approved a pilot program to install gates at several light rail stations. We'll have the details. Also, I love this story. A Gonzaga dad went searching for a little Zag spirit for his son and ended up writing the next chapter himself. Tim Ho will explain coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
It's the final dress rehearsal before the real thing.
I want to see, how is this roster shaping up?
For many players, it's the final chance to prove they deserve a roster spot.
It's the relentless details that we hone in on each and every day.
Seahawks, Chiefs. Today, pregame at 3. Rabel and Wyman with the kickoff at 5. On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Be more than a tourist. Be an adventurer. Leave the mega ships and crowds behind and step aboard an uncruised vessel with fewer than 100 guests. It's your vessel for real exploration in Alaska, Mexico, Hawaii, Costa Rica, and the Galapagos. Kayak among glaciers, see whales hunting and feeding, snorkel with playful sea lion pups. Untamed, unrushed, unbelievable. Uncruise. Visit uncruise.com and talk to an adventure specialist today. Tell them Rick Riz sent you for exclusive savings.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners' schedule is packed with divisional matchups down the stretch. Be here next week as the team takes on the A's September 3rd through the 6th, including Brian Woo's Mariners bobblehead debut on the 5th, thanks to Lexus. Then the Rangers are in town for a 3-game showdown, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves. Or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time. Like on Wash and Wax, you can get 3 Meguiar's products for just $20. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising costs and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Pet owners, don't settle for vinyl or laminate floors. Pet Decorator developed beautiful wide plank, highly scratch and stain resistant, genuine wood floors designed for pet owners. Made from the finest American hardwoods with a waterproof core. Pet Decorator wood flooring is so pretty, your pet will be proud to pee on it. Pet Decorator floors are available at Sound Kitchen and Bath. PetDecorator.com.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes, and if you're pulled over for a DUI, you can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately. We're available to you at DUIHeroes.com and 1-800-DUI-HERO 24 hours a day. If the officer doesn't get you in touch with us right away, you're still preserving the right and asking him to contact us as soon as he possibly can. The sooner you call a lawyer, the better your chances are. Look us up at DUIHeroes.com for a free case evaluation or call us at 1-800-DUI-HERO.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 8:30. The Little Giant Fire in Chelan County is now the #1 priority wildfire in the country. Fire Information Officer Teeny Hood says the designation is based on structures, businesses, and watersheds at risk.
It does mean that when we put in a request for a resource, that request is going to be prioritized over some of the incidents that may have basically fewer values at risk.
The fire has destroyed 26 structures and burned nearly 158,000 acres now since lightning started it in mid-July. It's 25% contained. More than 2,300 firefighters are on the ground. Sound Transit getting ready to put up a new barrier to free rides. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hole is live to explain.
The Sound Transit Board this week approved a pilot program to install fare gates at up to 14 stations on the 1 and 2 lines. Those locations include some of the busiest stops in the system, from Northgate through downtown Seattle, plus the airport and stations in Linwood, Bellevue, Redmond, and Federal Way. Sound Transit says the gates could eventually bring in as much as $83 million more in fare revenue each year. Board member Claudia Balducci told KIRO Newsradio's Chris Sullivan earlier this year that turnstiles make sense at some stations.
There may be some locations where turnstiles are the answer. There's just too much fare jumping, and we want to block it off. But I don't think we need to do it at every single one of these stations. And what I want to do is be data-based about it.
Sound Transit says only about 63% of Link riders are actually tapping or using a ticket. Agency says the pilot also aimed at improving fare compliance as the system continues to grow, but riders won't see the gates anytime soon. Installation targeted for 2029 or 2030.
Thanks for the update. A recall effort against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is over for now. The couple behind it asked a King County judge to dismiss the case yesterday after they missed a key filing deadline. Melinda Jacobson told the judge they're not giving up.
We found some additional information that needs to be investigated as per the charges. That's number one.
And number two, Jacobson says they've hired a lawyer and plan to refile soon. The mayor's attorneys called the recall charges frivolous and warned they may seek sanctions if that case is revived. A Boeing cargo plane is being inspected after a dramatic fire at LAX this week. The Boeing 737 was landing when an apparent brake problem caused the brakes to overheat, blowing 4 tires, sending flames across the runway. The FAA is investigating. No injuries reported there. And you won't see many starters in the Seahawks preseason finale today. Head coach Mike McDonald says you'll see plenty of third-string quarterback Jalen Milroe, though.
Jalen's going to play the whole game. Drew will be ready to go, but Jalen's going to play the whole game.
The Seahawks set to face the Chiefs in Kansas City. Today's kickoff 5 o'clock with pregame starting at 3 right here on KIRO News Radio. It's 8:33, time for a check on traffic once again, and for that, here's Chris Sullivan.
And we're a little elevated in places for a Friday light, but overall our travel times are not too bad. If you're going up the 405 corridor, it continues to be our heaviest drive, but it's 32 minutes to make it up into Bellevue, which is really not all that bad at all. And behind that, the Valley Freeway is 35 from Puyallup to Renton. We're all green on that map. It looks like 5 a.m., not 8:30, so a pretty good drive up the valley. Olympia to Tacoma, all the way through Tacoma and Federal Way up through South Center, all look really good as well. Just some braking past the north end of Boeing Field. All in all, we're running closer to 40 minutes now from Federal Way to Seattle. That is a win. We've almost gotten rid of all the slowing on southbound 405 as well, out of Canyon Park, heading down into the 522 interchange and then on down into Kirkland or Bellevue. We're about 40 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, about 45 to 47 from Everett into Seattle, depending on how you hit the volume right there at Northgate. And we do have a little bit of slowing on northbound I-5 getting through the actual Revive I-5 work at the Ship Canal Bridge. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, we're going to stay dry for today. Some sunshine by afternoon after the clouds burn off. 74 the high for today. Tomorrow we are looking for some real rain for the first time in a long time. Tapering off to showers by afternoon, 69 tomorrow, and then Sunday. Sprinkles only in the north end for the rest of us, just cloudy to start the day with partly sunny skies by afternoon and a high of 71. It's cloudy and 62 in Seattle right now.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
Well, if you're a Gonzaga fan, you know what that song is. It's 8:35. A Gonzaga dad went looking for a children's book about his alma mater, and when he couldn't find one, he decided to help create it. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hole is here with the story.
Yes, indeed. Gather round, boys and girls, for the story of Spike's Zagtastic Day.
One bright and sunny Spokane day, Spike the Bulldog went out to play. Ah, what a Zagtastic day.
Spike's adventure across campus started with Gonzaga alum Jabez Labret and a book his young son brought home.
My son was about 4 years old, and he had gotten a Notre Dame children's book. And I said, well, I'll be damned if that's the only university children's book he's going to get, because I went to Gonzaga. So I went online to find a Gonzaga children's book, and I couldn't find one. And I thought, well, that can't be right. And so I reached out to the university, and sure enough, we hadn't had a children's book published in years.
So on to the next chapter. Labret called his best friend, Dan Gemeinhardt,
who also went to Gonzaga and is a New York Times bestselling middle grade and children's author.
Spike jigged and wagged through the Gonzaga campus, saying hi to all his friends. When he settled down for a rest, though, he made a terrible discovery. His favorite book was gone. He'd lost it somewhere on his walk.
I've known Dan since third grade. We actually were roommates at Gonzaga University. We have been best friends our entire lives. And so I knew immediately if we were going to do a project like this with the university, I couldn't imagine not doing it without him.
So together they created Spike's Zagtastic Day, following Gonzaga's mascot around campus as he searches for his missing book.
A voice called down from a second-story window. Hey there, Spike. What you looking for? I've got to search and find and look. Have you seen my favorite book?
LeBret says the best part is watching families recognize their own Gonzaga memories in the story.
We were at an event on campus, and this young girl, she's probably 5 years old, was reading the book with her grandma. And she goes, Grandma, this is where Mommy and Daddy got married, because their parents had gotten married on campus. And my heart just warmed up in just seeing the experience unfold in real time as this grandmother, who's also a Gonzaga alum, was having this shared moment with her granddaughter. That's really just what it's all about.
As for LeBret's son, he's 8 years old now.
Oh, he just thinks it's the best thing ever. He was awful young when we started the project. We had some hiccups in trying to figure out how to get this thing actually published. But once we were able to overcome that, several years later, we finally did get the book into print, and he just thinks it's just the coolest thing.
So much I got to do and see at Gonzaga University. If you want your tail to wag, do your best and be a Zag.
And that, boys and girls, is the story of Spike's Zagtastic Day.
Oh my gosh. I'm on Gonzaga's website right now, and they did a big write-up on it too. And there's a picture of them that when they must have been in 5th grade or something like that. They're just little kids.
Right.
And then a picture of them with the book now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And the other part I didn't mention, but I should, is the 10% of the book's profits go to the Gonzaga Alumni Scholarship Fund. LeBret's really big on giving back to his alma mater. So
okay, could the story get any cooler?
Right. And if you're interested, if you're a Zag alum out there or know one who's maybe on your Christmas shopping list, the Spike Zagtastic Day is available online at the Gonzaga University Bookstore or at local bookstores. We'll also put up a link on My Northwest along with the images from the book and the authors, including LeBret and his now 8-year-old son. Again, just one of my favorite stories this week.
That's
so
awesome.
Thanks for letting me tell it.
Thank you for sharing. It's now 8:39, and what's coming up in traffic, Sully?
Well, we're going to talk about the drive that is getting much better. We're going to go with the northbound 5, northbound 405 corridors coming up next.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Biggs Orca stole the show last week with 14 different families present on whale watching tours, according to naturalists from Puget Sound Express. The T-46Bs delivered the highlight of the week, taking a harbor seal in Oak Bay and turning up again off Marrowstone Point. The T-49As hunted around Yellow Island. The T-109As moonwalked past Blakely Island. And the T-19s, T-35As, and T-49As all surfaced together on Constance Bank just as the fog lifted. An unforgettable birthday for one lucky guess. The T-77s capped things off, hunting northwest of Edmonds. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers half-day and full-day guaranteed whale-watching tours departing from Edmonds, Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Orcas, humpbacks, gray whales, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Hey, I'm talking with my buddy Big Phil from the Sunset Auto family. Phil, I want to highlight something that I want everybody out there who drives a commercial vehicle to hear. If you're driving one of these vehicles, you got to be working with the Sunset Auto family because you guys offer a tremendous value. What is that?
It's called Repairs for Life. So if you've got a commercial vehicle out there and it loses its tranny, you bring it to us, we fix it. That tranny's covered for as long as you own that vehicle. So if it's got 300,000, 400,000 miles, we're still going to cover it. Any repair that you do with us over $250, we are going to cover for the lifetime that you own it.
They don't even have to buy the vehicle from Sunset.
No, they don't. They can buy the vehicle anywhere. This is something that is exclusive in our service department. That's how we back our work.
That's fantastic. If you guys want to find out more about this, you can actually contact Phil directly. Big Phil at sunsetautofamily.com. It's a fantastic deal. Go see him at Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner and Sunset Kia in Auburn. Online 24/7 at sunsetautofamily.com. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Seattle loves to celebrate big hits, touchdowns,
Seahawks!
and even parades. This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Seahawks.com today.
It's 8:43. Time once again for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. Chris Sullivan, what's new?
Well, we've got just a little bit more braking on westbound I-90 across the lake getting into the Mount Baker Tunnel. Looking to see if we have something actually brewing there that's blocking. But give yourself an extra minute or so to make that drive from Bellevue over to Seattle. That's really the only spot there on that corridor. 520 is wide open, but you do pay the max toll. Northbound 405 still struggling through the S-curves, but not as much as they have been. We're back under 30 minutes to make that drive to Bellevue, which is really great. And only 40 minutes, maybe 35, really, to go from Puyallup to Renton. The Valley Freeway is cleared out nicely. I-5 has as well. I mean, you're really not going to touch the brakes at all from Olympia all the way up to the north end of Boeing Field. So we're close to 40 minutes to go from Federal Way to Seattle. Looking at the drives out of the north end, a little late arriving crowd on southbound 5 through Northgate and 405 through Bothell. Have about 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle, about 45 Everett to Bellevue. This report brought to you by the Seattle Sports. Download Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
Our forecast, it's going to be a pleasant afternoon, warming up to 74 with partly sunny skies for your Friday. For tomorrow, rain in the morning, tapering off to showers in the afternoon hours. We might see a few sun breaks, but the first real rain in a long time. At least that's what Nick Allard says. We'll see. 69 the high tomorrow, 71 on Sunday with cloudy skies to start the day, some sun breaks in the afternoon. Right now in Seattle, cloudy skies, 62. Can you believe we are headed into the final weekend of August? Well, if you're looking for something to do, KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden will get us ready and tell you what's going on next on Seattle's Morning News.
John Curley here. A few years back, we inherited a hot tub when we moved into a new house. I didn't know anything about hot tubs, but they left a long note about Seattle Hot Tub Company, how great they are, and how friendly the guy is. He even brings treats for your dog. I couldn't wait for my hot tub to need service. And sure enough, our previous owner of the house was absolutely right. The best. In fact, I even looked them up online and found out they are number one when it comes to customer satisfaction. Seattle Hot Tub, locally owned. They back up everything they sell with excellent service. Seattle Hot Tub, swim spas, cold plunges are American made. They service everything they carry. Even if you didn't buy a hot tub from them, they'll still service it. A hot tub isn't a weekend impulse either. It's something your whole family can enjoy for years. You want a local team when you need them for parts and service or advice. No pop-up tent, no disappearing act, just real people who know what they're doing. Visit SeattleHotTub.com. Go see them in person. You'll feel the difference. That's SeattleHotTub.com.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Nick Krisha, you are the master at that. So good. Thank you. Happy Friday.
Ready for the weekend, aren't we?
Uh-huh. It's 8:47, just moments away from the weekend here on Seattle's Morning News, in fact, and that means it's time for Paul Holden to stop by and tell us about all the fun stuff going on.
I mean, the fun is here in the studio. I mean, come on. How about that?
Liking your moves.
The way that Nick will time it, and this is kind of a technical
that was like
thing,
a
but with
legit
the
DJ
liner,
transition.
Oh,
I'm
gosh,
a music
it's good.
geek. Like, I just love audio, and it gave me the chills. You're that good, Nick.
Shout outs to Nick, man. Nick's the best. And also, the best, another great weekend here in the Pacific Northwest. Let's dive into all the fun going on this weekend.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
Thank you all for filling in for Charlie. He'll be back Monday, by the way.
And there's the great harmony there with the what's at the end. There's some good synergy going on in the studio today. This one, I think, I want to start with something cool, as I think this is something that can stick out to someone that is maybe visiting for the first time or someone that's lived here their whole life. It's a different way to experience Pike Place Market, and this is a program that just started actually last month, but it'll be going on until October. It's called The Night Shift, and this happens on the fourth Friday of the month up until October, so obviously that's going to be tonight. And according to the event's website, The Night Shift is a free monthly evening series that celebrates local art, music, food, and creativity. So this is going to be a chance to see the market after hours, if you kind of want to walk around a little bit, get downtown. And there's going to be art galleries that you're going to be able to see. There'll be food and drinks available for you. And plus, right underneath the iconic front of the market there, the market clock and sign, there's going to be live music tonight as well. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool for the folks that the market's the thing, right? I feel like when you're talking about Pike Place, it's kind of like the first tourist thing that maybe pops up here, but I love it. And I love it when there's cool stuff like this that pops up and you can kind of go see it in a completely different light here. And in case you are visiting and you're maybe wondering where the waterfront is, well, you can get a look at the waterfront and get ready for the Waterfront Block Party, which will be going on tomorrow from 1 to 8. I know we got some rain in the forecast, but I think most people will welcome it and be outside in the rain at this point in the summer, right?
Summer rain, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just, it'll probably feel good. But this is going to be another great reason, obviously, as we have school started for some or starting for others here coming up maybe next week. This will be a great way to get out to the waterfront, get downtown for one more big trip here, for one more cool event before all the fall stuff starts going on when you're running around to practice or who knows what on a Saturday here. But this is what's cool about this. It's not just on one pier. It's going to be basically the whole new waterfront. Sweet. Pier 62, the Salish Steps. I'm always tripping over some of the words here. And Pier 58, as well as businesses along the waterfront, will also be participating. So this is going to be a great way to get out there and enjoy. I think one of the stars of the summer. I think this summer, now that we've had the waterfront for a bit, it seems like there was a bunch of really, really cool stuff that happened on the waterfront here, especially with the World Cup and everything. I was going to say World Cup, really. I mean, isn't it? It feels like. Does it feel like the World Cup was like a million years ago?
Yes,
at this
it does
point?
actually.
and it wasn't all that long ago, actually, where we were having that. Obviously, a really tough week this week for fans of a variety of celebrities here. And if you want to go and celebrate the life of Dolly Parton at Capitol Hill Station Plaza tonight, there will be a vigil from 8 to 9. They're encouraging folks to come out and sing along with songs to honor her life and connect with fellow Dolly Parton fans. So if you are interested in celebrating Dolly with a bunch of other Dolly Parton fans here in the city, that's going on. Another cool free event that is going to be going on. It's called Dancing Till Dusk. This is going to be a Sunday, 6 o'clock at Golden Gardens Bathhouse. It's just a free dance party. The whole idea of this is this has been happening at a variety of parks and a variety of different days throughout the summer. And it's kind of starting to get to closer to the conclusion here. But this one's going to have a DJ battle, and they welcome dancers of all levels. So one thing they do, I don't know how it'll work in this one because they have the other different variety, swing, salsa, like those type of things where they do the first hour is beginner friendly. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you do that with a DJ battle, but maybe you'll have to go to the Golden Gardens Bathhouse Sunday at 6 to find out. But that's going to be a free dance party. It is a bal blanc, which they are.
I love that. I haven't done that.
Yeah, so if you want to go, so they're saying dress in white and go check it out. So yeah, it's going to be a variety of music. So it's not going to be, when you hear DJ, you might just think electronic music, but the website says variety. So, there might be, could be a style of like wedding style, you get some different mashups here. And one more thing before we go here. Sunflower season is starting. So I actually got a list of a couple of farms, and you might want to look at some other farms that are starting up there. Go walk through the sunflowers and do all the other activities at the farms. Those obviously vary from farm to farm. But in case you are curious here, the Rutledge Family Farm in Olympia, Bob's Corn and Pumpkin Farm in Snohomish, Laura Lee's Family Farm in Duval. Those are just a couple of examples. We got a couple more listed for you at mynorthwest.com. We also got information on Panda Fest and all the great sports going on. It's going to be a great weekend of promos for the Tacoma Rainiers for their second to last homestand of the season. So go check them out and go check out the matchup against the Salt Lake Bees this weekend here.
Sounds good. Thank you, Paul.
Of course.
As long as you mentioned Panda Fest, organizers have boosted security after July's shooting at the Bite of Seattle. Festival founder Boo Boo Shoo tells KIRO 7 TV you can expect bag checks and metal detection screening at every entrance to Panda Fest, that 3-day event.
Clients come to our events, they definitely want us to create a safe environment for them to enjoy the food and music.
Panda Fest runs now through Sunday. 8:53, time for a check on traffic before we skedaddle, and for that, Chris Sullivan's here.
And if you want to, feel the DJ vibes from our great Nick Krasha.
Speaking of we were praising his music. Yeah,
he'll be down there at the Rainiers this weekend doing his thing.
So good.
You're really good. Nick you're really good at this.
How's your ego?
Looking at the drive, right now we do have the right lane blocked on westbound I-90 right at the Mount Baker Tunnel. Got a state trooper there blocking it, and so we've got about a mile back up now, not quite all the way over to Mercer Island, but plan on a couple of extra minutes on westbound 90 trying to get from Bellevue over to Seattle. That's really our one little blip on the radar because 520 is wide open, and most of our travel times and backups have gone away, which is great. It was a rough Friday for a lot of us, but Puyallup to Renton under 40, probably 35. A little slowing through the ramp meters to 405, and then Renton to Bellevue is about 26 minutes. The Federal Way to Seattle drive's about 40. That's great. Just over 40, but not by much from Everett to Bellevue. About 45 still from Everett to Seattle, but the brake lights inside of Northgate really are not that bad all the way into downtown, so we made it. This traffic report is brought to you by me. Happy Friday. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Not bad weather-wise if you want to get out and about and do some of the things Paul was talking about. Today should be a dry day. We have clouds this morning. Some of them will burn off. We'll see partly cloudy skies for the afternoon and a high today of 74. Very pleasant. 55 overnight. Tomorrow, expect some rain in the morning. Shouldn't be too bad. Later in the day, we'll look for some showers and high of 69. Just scattered showers, nothing too threatening. Sunday, sprinkles only in the north end, otherwise cloudy in the morning and partly cloudy for the afternoon. 71 on Sunday. Right now, it's still cloudy and 62 in Seattle. Coming up on the G and Ursula Show, it's a Flex Friday on the show. There are doctors now prescribing for their patients more social time. What exactly does that mean? Well, stay tuned for G and Ursula coming up. Of course, they always love to hear from you on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. Have a great weekend. This is KIRO News Radio.
It is summertime, which means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, fun with the family. And Brad, I'll bet it's easier to pay for with free checking from WaFd Bank.
That's right, Dave. Set your financial goals and stick to them with free checking. No minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Hey, you'll also get spending tools to help you stay on top of your budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated the best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states.
And tell me more about this card control feature I've heard so much about.
Dave, you can view transactions for individual cards, set controls and alerts, and if you forget your card at the restaurant, you can instantly turn it off while you go back to get it. You'll also have access to free tools like Zelle, mobile check deposit, and when those unfortunate times happen, submit fraud disputes right inside the WaFd mobile app.
And don't forget, you can choose from some great-looking debit cards, including Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves cards. So visit wafdbank.com and open your account today. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
It's the Great Summer Sellathon at the Spa Warehouse, and the deals are incredible. When the leaves turn and the temps fall, imagine sinking into your very own saltwater caldera spa. Bubbly, blissful, warm water right in your own backyard. Our Summer Sellathon means massive savings on in-stock models, so owning your dream hot tub is more affordable than ever. Plus, get interest-free financing through 2028. Visit today for the hot tub of your dreams. Your best life starts at the Spa Warehouse.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO Newsradio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they